Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thank you for being here. We have a big upcoming game to talk about. Yet another big game. Must-win game for the Reggae Boyz. Another big game, another must-win game. Right? Jamaica versus El Salvador. Must-win game. Must-win game. Good day to you all, man, and welcome back to the channel. You know, we're gonna preview this upcoming game, right? This big upcoming game. You guys see the title? Big 3 points expected. Big 3 points expected. Guys, if we can get 3 points in this fixture, trust me, man. Trust me, man, we in business. We in business if we can get 3 points in this fixture. Big business. Big business. Mr. Special Edition, what's happening, man? Mr. Special Edition, rather. What's happening, man? Big up. Guys, I have some notes here that I want to. I mean, for starters, you know what? Let's go into the head-to-head. Like up the live, guys. Yeah, man. Like it up, man. Tennessee, big up, man. Big up. Hopefully, we get the 3 points. We're right back in there. We must win no matter what. But it is a must win, man. It's a must win. It's an absolute must win, man. If we can, like, it's games like these, we have to go for. We have to go for games like this. Dean, we're not talking about Steven Gerrard to the boss. Yeah, man, we're not another stream we talk about Steven G, man. Another stream we talk about Steven G. Decent manager, though. But yeah, man. First, I want to share with you guys. I'm going to drop the link as well. So you guys can come on and we can talk some ball. But first, I want to share with you guys the head-to-head record, right, for both teams. Then for play 4-3-3, you know, in all the time that I've seen Theodore Tapper Whitmore, yeah, man, in all the time that I've seen Theodore Tapper Whitmore coaching the national team, I've never seen him use a 4-3-3. I want to share with you guys the head-to-head. There you go. That's the head-to-head, guys. That's the head-to-head. I may remove the banner so you guys can see it properly. So the moral of the story is concerning the head-to-head. The moral of the story is Jamaica and El Salvador have faced off 21 times, guys. 21 times, right? Jamaica has won 10. Jamaica has drawn 6. And we have lost 5. We have lost 5 games, right? Jamaica has 3 losses against El Salvador in the World Cup qualifiers. The last loss that we had against El Salvador in the World Cup qualifiers was on November the 15th. This match took place in El Salvador, November the 15th, 2000. 21 years ago, basically, was, you know, the last loss that we had against El Salvador in the World Cup qualifiers, right? 2 of the 3 losses that we have had in the World Cup qualifiers against El Salvador came in El Salvador. One of them was in Kingston, where they beat us at the National Stadium. So guys, what you guys think about the head-to-head? What you guys think about the head-to-head? The head-to-head not too bad, you know. Smash the like button and subscribe. From Dean A. Aston Villa FC. We have to get 6 points from this round if we want to qualify. You know, I respectfully disagree. I think 4 points can get us there, you know. I think 4 points will be good enough. I did a video earlier when yesterday I dropped it stating that 4 points would be the best and most realistic, right? The best and most realistic target. I think 4 points is realistic. A victory against El Salvador and a draw against the United States. I think that is very realistic. Very, very realistic. Right, so our head-to-head ratio against the El Salvadorians isn't bad at all. It isn't bad at all. See, I dropped the link so you guys can come on and we can talk some ball. Dovane, Morris, them have the players that can play 4-3-3. Yes, we do. But it's not a formation that, for one, I think it would be dangerous to play 4-3-3 because the type of football that is needed to play a 4-3-3 effectively, I don't think Theodore Tapper Whitmore has the knowledge and the expertise to do that. That's just me personally. I don't think he has the expertise to play that kind of football that is best suited for a 4-3-3. So I think that would be dangerous, right? Especially given the fact that I don't know if you guys have ever seen him play a 4-3-3, but me personally, I have never ever seen him play a 4-3-3. I remember we beat them 3-0 over there. Yeah, man, so the head-to-head not too bad at all. The last time we lost against them. You know what's so crazy? The last time we have lost to El Salvador in the last 20 years, you know, is in the Nations League, you know, in 2019, you know. That's the last time we have lost to El Salvador, and it's the only time in the last 20 years that we have lost to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 meetings in 20 years. 13 meetings in 20 years and we only lost once. Right? Only one loss in 13 games in the last 20 years. Since our last loss in the World Cup qualifiers in November 2000, right? We have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the 13 games we have won since the last World Cup qualifying loss in the year 2000. So in the last 20 years, we have won 7 of our 13 fixtures against El Salvador, right? We have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have lost only once. So in the last 20 years, you know, guys, we have been dominant against El Salvador, with the exception of that little glitch in the matrix on the 29th of March. So this is very encouraging, guys. This is very encouraging. I think he's going for a 3-5-2. Would that be wise though, Jacquin? Would that be wise? I mean, we only have 3 out-and-out centre-backs down there. No, well, Javian Brown added to the mix too, you know. Javian Brown added to the mix as well, you know. Him can play as a centre-back, you know. Okay. Let us see, Jacquin. Let us see. Initially, when I saw the original squad, it looked like he was going to go with a 4-4-2. By the way, we're gonna flesh out the team, right? Sorry, we're gonna flesh out the head to head, and then I want to draw you guys' attention to an article. We definitely have El Salvador's number. Yeah, man. As long as I can remember, we have been the better team against El Salvador. Big up, Phil. Farming. Hi, what's up, guys? Guys, Farming in the City with Stacey, a very interesting channel, guys. Go over there and show Stacey some love, man. Yeah, man. Big up Phil Jones. But yeah, man. Mr. Special Edition, to be fair, we have always had this. As long as I can remember. Even when you look at this head-to-head, right? Only 5 losses in 21 games. 21 games, and we have only lost 5 times. Games, and we have only lost 5 times. Let me see which. This was in San Juan. Is San Juan in El Salvador? I know out of the 5 games that we have lost against El Salvador, 2 of them were lost in El Salvador. 1 was lost in Kingston. Right? The Nations League victory never wasn't a loss in the Nations League loss. That did take place in El Salvador as well. Yes. So 3 out of the 5 losses that we have had against El Salvador, to be fair, has come away to El Salvador. Guys, hit me in the comment section. I'm going to Google it quick and fast to see where is San Juan. San Juan. Oh, Puerto Rico. There you go. So the first meeting that we had with El Salvador, the very first meeting that we had with El Salvador in 1966 was a loss to El Salvador in San Juan. That's in Puerto Rico. Yes, San Juan is the capital of Puerto Rico. No, yes. Right? So 3 out of the 5 losses that we have had to El Salvador has come in El Salvador. I like that stat there, people. Right? 1 of the 5 losses we have had against El Salvador came at home in Kingston. So they came out here and they beat us. Right? And one of the other losses, or one of the other 5 losses that we have had against them, came in San Juan, Puerto Rico. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to look at the victories that we have had against them to see how many of them would have come in El Salvador. I want to see how many times have we beaten El Salvador in El Salvador. Not looking pretty so far. Also, this is 1 loss. This is 1 victory that we got over them in El Salvador. Okay. 1 victory so far out of the 5 we have gone through so far. That's another stadium victory. Hold on 1 second. I'll take places. Okay. All right, let's see. This is another. This does not say where this one took place. Okay. This does not say where that one took place, so we don't know where that victory took place. Oh no, this is the same one no. So far is only, oh, this is another friendly. All right, so it make no sense to bother go through it then, because some of the results in terms of where they took place is inconclusive. So only one victory that I've seen so far out of all the 10 victories that we have had is only one I know for sure that took place in El Salvador. So we have beaten El Salvador in El Salvador previously. So there is a precedent for that. So that is good. That is very, very, very good. So guys, hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about our record in El Salvador, or a record against El Salvador. Hit me up and let me know what you guys think. Jacqueline said we can win this one. Yeah, man. We can win this one, man. We can win it, man. We can win it. We can win this one, man. Honestly. We can definitely win this one. I'm looking for the article that spoke about the counter-attacking. Because this is also something that I want to talk about too as well, you know. One sec, guys. Let me just find it. No, I don't think it's here. Hold on. I had it right here. Where all of a sudden it gone? Let me look in. Because I think this is what basically what the article, you know, is saying, you know, is that Whitmore plans to counter. Oh, there you go. Deadly weapon. There you go. Let me see if I can bring it up on screen for you guys to see. I don't see. Hold on. 1 second, guys. Just want to bring up the article so we can go through it. Right? Whitmore. You know, one of the craziest things about this, though, Theodore Tapper Whitmore is never usually one to divulge his strategy before a game, you know. He's never normally one to divulge his strategy before a game, or to talk about his strategy before going into a game. So this is very, very, very surprising that he has chosen, right, to divulge this piece of information right now. Hold on, just looking for the article so I can share with you guys. I'm not seeing it though, because I want you guys to be able to see it as well. I am not seeing it here. All right, I'm just going to read it for you guys because I am not seeing it here right now. I am not seeing it here right now. All right, so deadly weapon. Boys plan to counter Salvadorans with offensive speed. Jamaica striker Mikel Antonio sat out yesterday morning's training session as the Reggae Boyz continue fine-tuning ahead of tomorrow's CONCACAF World Cup qualifier against El Salvador. Yesterday I was watching Military Guna and they were very concerned about what was taking place with Mikel Antonio. They weren't seeing him, right? Antonio 31 is expected to train with the boys in their final session at the Estadio Cuscatlan match venue this morning. While on the sideline yesterday, the English-born player constantly gave pointers to his Jamaican teammates particularly fellow forward Shamar Nicholson, as the boys engaged in an 11 versus 11 intra-squad game, which lasted approximately 40 minutes. For starters, why would he constantly be giving Nicholson instructions? Is it a case that we will see Shamar Nicholson, starting for the Reggae Boyz come tomorrow? Does he have that in the back of his mind, and hence he's trying to give the player some pointers? So that's the first thing that stood out to my mind. Or probably he just thinks of Nicholson as what many of us think of him as a raw talent with great potential. During the practice session, the second for the Jamaicans since arriving in the Salvadoran capital Monday night, both sides were seen keen on sharp off-the-ball movement and ball possession as head coach Theodore Whitmore and his technical staff looked on keenly. I'm pleased with the enthusiasm of the players. By the way, this is in the Jamaica Gleaner. I am pleased with the enthusiasm of the players, the camaraderie, the vibes in the camp is good, and we were pleased with what we saw this morning at the session and looking forward to the final session tomorrow, which would be today, and the game. Whitmore said after the team left the Salvadoran Football Federation training facility. So Whitmore said all of this after the team left the training facility. He said both teams were given specific tasks and players were to be allowed to give reviews yesterday afternoon based on footage captured by video analyst Sanford Carabin. We tasked both teams, and this afternoon we'll get both teams' feedback when Sanford breaks down the tape. We want to hear from them if objective was somewhat met based on what they were tasked with, the former Reggae Boyz midfielder said. Let me try finding the part where he talks about counter-attacking. With the Jamaican squad blessed with fast, powerful players, Whitmore, one of Jamaica's stars of the 98 World Cup finals, noted that using speed against the technically oriented Salvadorans could be a useful weapon. Now, guys, the thing about El Salvador is, their players are not the quickest, That's one thing I noticed with them when I was, watching their games, I wouldn't say their players are slow, but they're not the quickest. Speed is definitely not a part of their game, right? But he said getting the right team composition and having his technical plans properly implemented by the players will also be vital. That using speed is one of the plans based on the players we have available to us, but it's just for us to find the right balance and execute on match day. Team selection should always be a work for any coach, but it's the execution on the pitch. All right, so guys, that's basically it. Whitmore emphasized that building momentum is the key to a successful campaign. Okay, so guys, that's basically it. Regards to the counter-attacking plans that Whitmore has. And they also plan on building off the last two games, the positive results from the last two games as well. I mean, common sense, I figured more or less that would be something that they'd be looking to do in terms of we played a similar kind of game against Honduras and we won. We played a similar kind of game. By the way, guys, smash the like button, guys. Free and easy way to support the channel. We played a similar kind of game against Honduras and we won. We played a similar type of game against Honduras and we won. So I am honestly, really and truly not surprised, right, that we are choosing this route to go after our second victory in the campaign. That is really and truly not surprising to me. It's not surprising to me at all. And honestly, I think it is a strategy that can be effective when you look at it from the perspective of, one, El Salvador hasn't scored a lot of goals in this campaign. 2 goals in 6 matches to be precise. That is poor. That means them score a goal every 3 games in this World Cup qualifying campaign thus far. Guys, that is poor. That is absolutely poor. That is not very good at all. So that's the first thing. In the attacking third, they're not very good. Final balls, final passes, final crosses, they're not, very good, right? Their link-up play in the final third is not the best either. The players, they progress the ball up to the final third, but, when they're in the final third, they can't seem to get it to stick, right? Another thing I've noticed with them is that they kind of lack creativity in the final third, right? They're not they don't have a lot of ideas in the final third, right? And that is also something that I have noticed with them as well. So, if we were to, stay compact in defense, right, and look to counter, one, they won't be able to break us down, right? And two, they won't have the speed to keep up with us on the counter. Another thing I've realized with them as well is that at home, they tend to counter press. The El Salvadorians, they tend to counter press at home. Right now, the thing about it is they usually commit about 4 to 5 players to this counter press, right? Here's the thing though. You see, if the counter press fails, there's a lot of space in the middle of the park to exploit. There's a lot of space in front of their defensive line if their high press and their counter press fails. And that is something that we can exploit on the counter as well, getting our team going in the other direction and having our players get into those spaces, right, and run at the El Salvadorian backline, right, and that will help to unbalance their backline, right? So honestly, it's not surprising to me that Theodore Top, and obviously they don't have the pace to keep up with us on the counter as well. So it's not surprising to me, to be honest with you, that Tapa is using that strategy. And honestly, I know a lot of Reggae Boyz fans would like to see us, have possession, right? Go down to El Salvador and boss them in possession, right? To be honest with you, I'm not against that either, but I know a lot of Reggae Boyz fans would be disappointed that the team isn't going to go down there and do that. But honestly, I see the logic in it. I'm not going to lie. I see the logic in it, right? One of the things that kind of strikes me as a little bit odd, though, is that Tapa Tapa is usually very cagey about revealing his strategy before a game. Am I lying, guys? Hit me in the comment section, because he's usually very secretive when it comes to those sort of things. By the way, guys, smash the like button. Free and easy way to support the channel. He's usually very secretive when it comes to those kind of things. So I'm a bit surprised that he's giving an interview to the media and, letting the world know what he's going to, go down to El Salvador and do. Right? Does he want to encourage the El Salvadorians to play on the front foot? Does he want to, quote unquote, draw them out? Does he want them to play on the front foot so that they can exploit that space in behind? Right? Especially when El Salvador lose the ball, guys, and they try and counter press. And you see the thing with their counter press? As I stated, their players are not the quickest, right? So they are not the team. I mean, they try to, here's the thing, they try to get to players very quickly. They try to get to close down players very quickly, and they're full of running, full of energy, right? But they are not the quickest. So they won't close down opposition teams as quickly as other teams will be closing us down in these World Cup qualifiers, right? So when they lose the ball, they try and counter press. They commit numbers to the counter press, a lot of space in front of them back. Like a lot of the, when I was watching some of the games, there are a number of plays I saw a lot of space. It's like sometimes it's like the team divide into half. It's like the team dividing, it's like it's split into half. And there's a gap in the middle of the park, right? We can evade that counter press. We can evade that counter press. And if we do so, right, even balls over the top of that counter press can be useful as well. And nobody not like play. Hey, it don't even have to be long balls, right? But you know, nobody not like to play long ball like Tapa, right? Balls over that counter press into players occupying that space in between, right? You know, those, you know, that space in front of the defensive line. If we can get the ball to players in that space running at El Salvador, man, you know, we're in problems. So is it a case that Tapa wants to bait this El Salvador team? Is it a case that Tapa wants to bait this El Salvador team to basically play on the front foot? Let me read some of the comments. Farming in the city is bigging up Tennessee. Tennessee is bigging up farming in the city. Tennessee, big channel that, you know, farming in the city. You know, if you go check it out, if you're not check it out already, boss. I remember when I was younger and following Reggae Boyz back then, those Central American teams used to beat us up bad. Well, out of all the top Central American teams, Mark, the team that we have gotten the most joy against is El Salvador. Our record against the others is dismal. Dismal. Absolutely atrocious in terms of the top Central American teams, right? But our record against El Salvador is probably, out of the top Central American teams, our record against El Salvador is probably the best out of all the top Central American teams, right? As I said, 10 victories for us, 6 draws, 5 losses. Not bad at all. If the boys go out there and fight, we will win. And the boys will have to go out there and fight, you know. You know what I forgot to do? Another thing that I forgot to do, you know. I'm going to probably repost this on IG, right? Some interesting videos of some on-field abuse taking place in El Salvador. Guys, you see those fans behind the goal? You see that ban on the fans behind the goal? Is a blessing for us, guys. Trust me, it is a blessing for us. You know, ideally in an ideal world, we'd want a full stadium ban, you know. Seeing, but the next best thing, trust me, man. Trust me. If you ever see the amount of buckle water where them a seal after Ochoa, you know, man. When we say everybody a get buckle, you know, man. When we talk about missiles, you know, man. Goalkeeper get buckle, you know, man. Uno depend the YouTube a fling virtual buckle. Seeing in El Salvador, them man they are fling real buckle. Right? Coach a get buckle. Goalkeeper get buckle. Outfield players a get buckle. Trust me, man. I say all Jimenez go take a penalty, man. Trust me, man. The man there, hey, crazy, man. So all corner kick. You see our set pieces, trust me, man, back like crazy, man, load, full of water in a man. Trust me, man. Adrian G said up top, big up Adrian. Travis said big up guys. Big up Travis. Lindell Ellis said, yeah man, big up Travis. Lindell Ellis, by the way guys, smash the like button guys. Free and easy way to support the channel. helps us to get the video out there, right? Lindell Ellis, we need to take the attack to them. The counter-attacking game will give the impression that we are afraid of them. We have the quality players to attack them and get a positive result. Lindell, that is a strategy that can work as well. That's a strategy that can work as well, to play on the front foot. But Lindell, to be fair, I've watched quite a number of the games with El Salvador, As a matter of fact, guys, you know that out of the 6 games that El Salvador has played so far, 4 of them have taken place in El Salvador and 2 away. If I'm not mistaken, the 2 away games were to Canada and Costa Rica. They lost those, especially the Canada one. They got a 3-0 spanking. I remember that game and Canada came out the blocks flying. But the games that I've seen with El Salvador, in El Salvador, right? None of the teams really and truly played them on the front foot, I watched the US game. As a matter of fact, I watched the US game twice. US never played them on the front foot, Occasionally, US front press them, but for the most part, from my memory, US never really engaged them on the front press, Mexico played them down in El Salvador. Sometimes Mexico sat back and allowed El Salvador to press. Sometimes Mexico front pressed, right? El Salvador, for the most part, when Mexico front pressed, yes, to be fair, it wasn't the most intense of front presses, but, there were occasions in that game when Mexico did try to front press and gave some amount of commitment to the front press, right? And El Salvador dealt with it for the most part pretty okay. Especially in that Mexico game. They had an out ball. What they would do, and you remember, you see when we talk about patterns of play, guys. You remember when Tapa talk about how say such and such man demand the ball, and that's why the team constantly go long. People, you remember when we tell it when we go on my platform and on coaches this, and I say, guys, one of the reasons we're struggling to build out from the back is the patterns of play or the lack thereof, and the patterns of movement. One of the patterns of play I saw in that Mexico versus El Salvador game, whenever Mexico positioned themselves, right, to engage El Salvador on the front press, when El Salvador was building out from the back, you know what they did? They took the action wide in terms of El Salvador. They played the ball out wide to the left. They took the action out wide to the left. And then they had a big switch to the right back or the right midfielder who was occupying space on the right wing channel in behind the Mexican front press. So we talk about that was a constant pattern of play, that I noticed, when El Salvador was building out from the back, and Mexico was engaging them on the front press, So when I talk about patterns of play, guys, Tapa. Go watch the Mexico El Salvador game and you see patterns of play, right, designed to evade the front press, right? But to be fair, Lindell, we can do it, but as I said, we can play this way. But as I said, to be fair, for the most part, the games that I've watched in El Salvador, I don't really see the opposition teams engaging them on the front press. Because as I'm saying, guys, Lindell, it all comes down to philosophy. Your philosophy might be a more attacking-minded one. We all know that is not Theodore Whitmore's coaching philosophy. Smash the like button, guys. We all know that is not Theodore Tapa Whitmore's, philosophy. Right? And to be fair, I don't really see a lot of teams go down at El Salvador and try to press them. I don't know if you guys see differently when watching the games, because I know you guys watch the other games in CONCACAF. See, David Marshall, I say, agreed. Lindell is a fair point you raise, you know. Is a fair point you raise. But honestly, I don't have a problem with the strategy. I have a pragmatist kind of mentality, you know. So if Tapa thinks that that is the best way to get the result, why not? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of makes sense. Do I want to see positive attacking football where we are stifle the opposition and, you know, we put our foot on them neck and we need to give them the time and space to build out, right? And we dip on the front foot at all times. Yes, I would like to see that. I would love to see the Reggae Boyz play that way against a credible team, right? I would love to see that. But I'm not gonna knock the strategy, because there's I see the sense in it. I see the logic in it. David Marshall, by the way, guys, assume I'm gonna go through my notes. One, I'm going to tell you guys how the goals, in terms of the goals in all the games that El Salvador played, the goals that they have scored and the goals that they have conceded. I'm going to give a run through of that and give you guys a synopsis as to what took place, one, in the games, and two, where the goals are concerned, to give you guys an idea of how El Salvador scores its goals and also how El Salvador concedes its goals. Guys, there are some weaknesses. There are some trends and some patterns in how El Salvador has conceded goals in this World Cup qualifying octagonal round. Right, so I'm going to get to that in a minute. And also I'm going to give you guys just some jottings that I've seen, that I've made rather, in terms of watching the games and seeing how El Salvador play. We need to be on the attack from the first whistle. Man, I love the excitement and the drama here, man. But guys, you know, honestly, we might actually, this strategy, you know, might actually cause us to have a lot more. I mean, yes, winning the ball higher up the pitch and playing on the front foot will cause us to have opportunities as well. But as I said, I think that we're vulnerable against us on the counter. Honestly, I would not be shocked. You see how the first half against Honduras went? The game was back and forth, right? I would not be shocked if the game was constantly back and forth, and if we were creating real opportunities on a consistent basis on this game because of the space being exploited on the counter. So I think you guys might get an exciting game after all when I think about it. Will that record against El Salvador continue in a positive direction tomorrow? I think so, guys. I think we will get a victory in this game. Honest to God, man, I see the 3 big points. I see the 3 points. I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly think we will get 3 big points in this game tomorrow. I think the game is set up perfectly for Whitmore to get those 3 points. Right? A draw would be extremely disappointing for me. It's games like that coming up tomorrow where we have to win. If we not win them the game, then we not go Qatar. Straight up, if we not win them game, then we can't forget about Qatar. If we not win that game the tomorrow. Unless Reggae Boyz spring a surprise and beat US a yard. And that would be a surprise, because I see us at the I know many of you guys would disagree, but at best, from a realistic standpoint, at best I see us getting a draw against the US. Guatemala as well, I think we have some good results there. Yeah, man, Guatemala and El Salvador, out of all the top teams, the top Central American teams, in terms of the top ones, Guatemala and El Salvador are the ones that we have had the most joy against. Farming in the City, bigging up Shatter, Arsenal, Xhaka, Lack, Saka. Alright, what a name. The problem is that the coach not picking the best 11. And he ain't picking the best squad either, Arsenal. Him not pick the best squad either. Look how the man left Javian Brown out of the squad. What kind of madness that? Shatta say how is life farming in the city? Shatta and farming in the city look like them a big friend, you know. If we can't beat El Salvador, we're not going nowhere. Yeah, man, I agree, Tennessee. I agree. Eddie Guna. You couldn't even say good evening, boss, before you drop this in my comment section. You couldn't even lighten the mood with a good evening, Eddie. You just drop it. You just formula your boy Haka set to start. Eddie, I refuse to believe that. That is fake news, Eddie. I know I don't have the top sources, but that I refuse to believe that. Eddie, I will classify that as fake news. That is not going to happen, Eddie. I know detail of them top sources though, but I don't want to hear that, Eddie. Haka is not starting. That is fake news. That is fake news. I am grateful and thankful, Shatta. How about you? Farming in the city responding to Shatta. Melvin, as soon get to the goals, guys. Just going through a couple of the comments. Melvin Levy. Formula big up. Hopefully Tapper find the right formula so that we can gain these 3 points. Well, the boss say want knock them on the counter now with speed, you know, Melvin. That the gaffer say, you know. Smash the like button, guys. Free and easy way to support the channel. Right, the gaffer say want knock them with speed. Say El Salvador is not the quickest. Tennessee say Eddie Guna stop trolling. I must trolling. Either fake news or trolling. David Nicholson, the expectations that the fans have for this game are not accurate. It's never easy to win in Central America, and it won't be in this game for sure. David, it's going to be a hard-fought game. There's no doubt about that, but we can win it. It's games like this we need to win, David. It's games like this we need to win. And we can. We can win it. You know, one of the things that, hey, guys, you know, one of the things that will also be in our favor as well, when we get the likes of Roof, Bailey, Antonio, it's only a damn pity Jamal Lona in at the side, but we're not talking about that now. But when you give, and that, yo, why Jamal Lona in at the side, man, especially if you want to play that kind of, anyways, when you give those kind of players the space, you know, to operate against, you know, man, especially given the fact that these players are very good in front of goal, you know. We have the attacking Arsenal, you know, right, to get some goals in this game, you know. We have the attacking Arsenal to get some goals in this game. Boza, hopefully he continues his good run of form in Belgium for the national team. We have the attacking Arsenal to get some goals in this game. One of the things I'll also touch on as well when I go through my notes is that El Salvador's fullbacks, they are not the best in 1v1s. If we isolate them boy the 1v1 with all man like Bailey and them man there, them in a trouble. And that's one of the reasons why I not gonna harp on this, because we don't talk about who in the side from who not in the side. But that's one of the reasons why my head kind of hurt me as to why Jamal Lowe not in the side. He would be perfect to be going 1v1 against them El Salvador fullbacks. Me I tell you, the El Salvador fullback them man, them not good in a 1v1 situations. They are not the best. They are not the best 1v1. Right? We isolate them, man, trust me. We're getting behind. We you know, frequently, man, trust me. Shatta, I have a big interview next week. I will check in for some blessings tomorrow at Farming in the City. What that Shatta? Job interview? Well, yeah, move up in our life, Shatta. Yeah, step up in our life. I pray God's favor upon you, Shatta. There you go. If it's a job interview, Shatter, big up yourself, man. Wishing you all the best, boss. If it's a job interview, wishing you all the best, man. Tennessee, Lewis, David Nicholson, we have to beat this team if we're going to do anything in this World Cup qualifiers. If we can't beat El Salvador, we need to pack up. It's El Salvador away, but yes, I agree. We need to beat them. Jer Miller. Oh, boss, we are dealing with, boss. Big up, Jer. Big up. Guys, Jer Miller is another vlogger as well, in a man. Top channel, in a man. Top channel, great content. Go over there and support Jer Miller when the video done. When the live is finished. By the way, guys, smash the like button. Free and easy way to support the channel. Right? We need to be on the front foot from the opening whistle. This is El Salvador, not Mexico. Forget counter-attacking. Hit them early and break their spirit. But it is El Salvador in El Salvador, you know, Howard. It's El Salvador in El Salvador, you know. It's El Salvador in El Salvador. It's not El Salvador a yard, you know. And them El Salvadorian fans, you know, man, them get behind them team, you know, man. Seen? And while them a get behind for them team, them a pelt our team with buckle water, you know, man. Pelt our team with buckle water. Seen? But yo, on one of the times when Mexico got down the left wing channel and put a cross into the box, you know, man. A dangerous cross in our box too, you know. I want buckle that me see almost reach one of the Mexican midfielder them where they make a run into the box, you know. The man have to dodge the buckle, you know, people. The ball go towards him, you know, like him a go for go meet the ball, you know. It eventually never get to him, you know. Seen? But while en route, you know, the man have to dodge a buckle, you know, man. I saw the thing set down in El Salvador, man. Trust me. And a buckle water in a man, full with water in a man. And the man, he come in like, told me see buckle them a fly in a man. He come in like the man and shoot it out a cannon in a man. Buckle a fly in a man. And everybody a get knocked. Coach, goalkeeper, man them not play, man. But yeah, Howard, I know it all boils down to philosophy though, Howard. To be fair, me not gonna knock top of strategy. Me not gonna knock the strategy because the strategy makes sense to me personally. And I think it is one that will really give us success. I think it's one that will really give us success. Honestly, so me not gonna knock the strategy. But I get it, you guys have a more attacking-minded, philosophical view of the game. So there's nothing wrong with that. You know, sometimes there's no right and wrong answer, you know. It's just different perspectives. Tennessee, Lou, but I get it though, I get it. We're dying to see the national team just stifle a team and just ball a team and ball them off the park, man. A credible team that is. Not some little bug side in the Caribbean. Tennessee, Louis said, if we're going to target a team for 6 points, we have to target a team or two. El Salvador have to be one of that team. I think Tennessee is saying, and I agree. Oh, I see what Tennessee is saying now. Yeah, man, I agree. David Nicholson said, Tennessee, that's nonsense. We have this idea of El Salvador that's not accurate and reasonable and playing in it. No, David, I think what Tennessee is trying to say, you know, is that yes, El Salvador is a credible team, you know, but in all fairness, they are one of the weakest teams in the round or in the group. That's just facts. Nobody not saying they are walkovers, you know, but they are one of the easy. They are one of the worst team, so to speak, in the round. They are still a good team, you know, still a credible team, especially at home. They will put up a real fight, right? But they are one of the worst teams in the octagonal round, right? So if we can't beat one of the worst teams in the octagonal round, because let's face it, US, Mexico, Canada, Panama, more than like even Honduras are better on paper, right? By the way, one of the things I want to talk about quickly, I want to talk about this quickly as well too. A lot of El Salvador's players play in El Salvador, and a lot of them play for one club. A lot of their most important players play not only in one league, I talk about the one them will start or get regular playing time. A lot of them play not only in one league, but also for one club. And the very few in the squad that are not from that club, all of them play for another club. So when you talk about chemistry, man, the players them know them one another, man. Them know them one another. The name of the club is Alianza FC. I think the club name, if memory serves me right. So that's very interesting. When you have a ton load of the El Salvadorian squad, not only playing in one league, but playing for one club. That is a well-oiled, well-drilled machine, man. Player them know them one another like nothing, man. When you talk about chemistry, man, mercy. USA could not beat El Salvador for a reason. Panama as well. There you go. And those defeats actually came in El Salvador. I'm going to read probably 3 more and then I'm going to get to my notes for a second. Tennessee, Louis David Nicholson. I have been watching Jamaica from 1991 playing, and I have seen Jamaica have good results against El Salvador. And if we can't beat El Salvador, we need to pack up. Yes, and that's another good point as well. Tennessee, it's a team that we have gotten a lot of joy against. As I said, our record against them, we have played 21 times. We have won 10 out of the 21. So basically 50% of the times we have played El Salvador, guys. See the record on your screen there. 50% of the times we have played El Salvador. We have won 6 draws, 5 losses. So our record against them is very good, to be fair to Tennessee. So I have a point. Roof going to score tomorrow night, I wouldn't put it past the brother there, man. Hey, one of the panelists had pointed out on my show, that you see the goal of the man score against Honduras. A lot of local born strikers could not score that goal, I don't even think Boza has the technical know-how or the IQ or the muscle memory to score a goal like that. You see a goal like that? A whole heap of Roof has been trained to score a goal like that on a million occasions, Just coming up through the ranks in England, man. From he was a boy, them a train Roof to stitch a goal like that, man. So when it come in a vicinity, man, the boss know what to do, man. Seeing the boss know what to do. Clinical brother named Kima Roof, man. I wouldn't put it past him to stitch a goal tonight. And he, I think, has become one of Tappa's favorites. I said it on previous streams. Tappa, the man value hard work over everything else. The man value hard running from players over even them technical ability. Honestly, I saw me believe. When Tappa see a run up and down on him ball field, trust me, man, them thing they excite Tappa more than anything else, man. Them man they short and weak. Javan would not agree with the weak. They're not the best in the air, Right? They're not the best in the air, and we'll soon get to them defensive liabilities and set pieces as well. Right? Them concede a couple goals and set pieces in this World Cup qualifying campaign as well. Right? May agree with the short part, but the weak part may not agree with. They might not be the most bulky, but Javan, trust me, the boy them a fight and then a back from war Javan. Or yeah man, Javan then a back from war Javan. Trust me man. Them are going at the 50-50 duels. See? As a matter of fact, them are going for leave something for you as well, brother. Me I tell you, the man them have heart, the man them have fight. The man them can dig deep and go dog it as well. Trust me man. Javan, may agree with the shark, but the weak part, they might not look the most strong and the most bulky and the most physical, but the man they make up feet with heart, man. Boy, them the back from war. Trust me, man. The boy, you see on Mexico, when the man them play Mexico, a whole heap of time Mexico player end up on turf, man. Even America, the man them hold them on to, physically against the Americans, So, the weak part, Javan, I don't know if I 100% agree with that. Trust me, the man them, trust me, especially, hey, you think them man they can in a them home stadium, in a El Salvador, and not got dogged? Hey, when the fans them kick up a storm in a El Salvador, man, the man them have to go in at a 50-50 duel there, man. If you don't mind sharp, all them start get, all back start reach them too, If them not going at them duel there, Them can hold them on where physicality is concerned, Javan. I think so, from what I've seen from them. Tennessee said David Nicholson, Canada did not beat Honduras in Canada, but we did beat Honduras away. Everybody will bring their baller. The man that is not playing any football is starting. Joke thing. We will beat Elsa. I don't know who is starting from who is not. No clue. We will beat El Salvador. I'm that confident already, looking forward to the US game. Alright, I'm going to read. Remember read a couple more. Tomorrow when we draw all YouTube show done like the World Cup dream. No man dread. Nobody with a positivity we are dealing with right now. You know some video yesterday, boss? A positivity we are dealing with, man. A positive vibes right now, man. We are going to win the game. Stop use gaffer to describe Tapa. Is slow. Low would be better. But Low, and you see the thing with Low is brilliant at taking on players, man. He's brilliant at, and that's, I mean for half on this, but I just can't understand how the man leave out East out of the, how the man leave out Low rather out of the thing. I not get it. The man them fullback susceptible in 1v1 situations. All right, let me give you guys a breakdown of the goals scored and conceded where El Salvador is concerned in this World Cup qualifying campaign, right? So the El Salvador USA game, right? Their first game of the campaign drew 0-0, right? It was a hard-fought battle. El Salvador held their own in that game. And, it was a hard-fought battle. Right? It wasn't the best game. It was choppy, to be fair. But it was a hard-fought battle nonetheless between both teams. It ended 0-0. El Salvador versus Honduras. Admittedly, I did not watch that game. I did not watch that one. And that one ended 0-0 as well. So El Salvador scored no goals in their first two games, but they also did not concede either. The third game against Canada, that game, in addition to the USA game, I watched as well. That game was an interesting one. I'll tell you this much. Canada flew out the gates. To be fair, yes, the scoreline, Canada was the better team. The scoreline was a little bit harsh on El Salvador. But to be fair, especially in the first half, Canada were the better team. Canada flew out the gates. And to be, you see when the game start, Canada flew out the gates, right? And start the game with a level of intensity that El Salvador just could not manage. Front press. Seen? high press and counter press when Canada lose the ball. Else, when I say intense counter press, intense counter press, intense front press. Canada just stifle the El Salvadorans when the El Salvadorans are trying to build out from the back people, right? And that was actually what resulted in El Salvador conceding the first goal. So the first goal, right? Canada pressed high, intense press. They forced a turnover. These are from my notes. They forced a turnover, right? A midfield run was not tracked by the El Salvadoran defender, and that midfield run. So what happened? They won the ball, they got it into a wide area, they put it back into the box. Midfield run from Atiba Hutchinson was not, you know those midfield runs where defender the defender no know. Like nobody no know who for trap the runner. That's what took place. There was confusion as to who was supposed to trap the runner or trap the midfield run of Hutchinson. And Atiba Hutchinson also got, on the right side of the defender, in between the defender and the ball, and it was a good clean finish, right? Clinical from Atiba Hutchinson, just guided it to the near post, right? So that's 1-0, right? That goal came in the sixth minute of the game, and this game took place in Canada. Right, so 4 of El Salvador's 6 World Cup qualifying games have taken place in El Salvador. 2 of them took place in, away. The first 2, where the 0-0 draws were registered against USA and Honduras, those were in Honduras. So the third game, that was El Salvador's first loss of the campaign, the 3-0 took place in Canada. The second goal that they conceded was as a result of a set piece. Guys, El Salvador are not the best when it comes to defending set pieces. It is a weakness. When they talk about the moments of the games, guys, the moments of a football game, right? Attacking transition, defending transition, and set pieces. The moments of the game: attacking transition, defending, defensive transition, and set pieces. El Salvador is definitely not good on the set pieces. The defending the set pieces is a bit of a problem for El Salvador. So it was a set piece, free kick from the right-hand side of Canada's attacking third, right? Sent to the back post. Victoria won the first ball at the back post, headed it across the penalty box, right, to Tajan Buchanan on the right side of the penalty box, right? Tajan Buchanan then crossed it to Jonathan David, who was occupying a more central position in the penalty box. And a flick-on header, he found the far post. So that was the second goal. Come on, I soon bring you on. Give me a set, boss. The third goal that El Salvador conceded, again, a press. Truth be told, it wasn't really an intense press, but it was a press nonetheless. And what took place is that it forced a mistake from the El Salvadorian defender, right? And it was a bad pass to his fellow center back, right? At this point in time, El Salvador was chasing the game because they were already 2-0 down, right? The committed numbers going forward, they were a bit thin at the back. This error took place. Canada won possession of the ball, caught El Salvador in transition. Tajan Buchanan, a through ball was played to him in on goal. Buchanan knocked the back of the net, 3-0, right? So that game ended 3-0 in favor of Canada. El Salvador registered their first loss, right? Counter-pressing and high pressing was very problematic in that game for El Salvador, right? Canada counter-press and front press the man them so intensely, it was crazy, right? El Salvador was struggling, right, to build out, and they were losing the ball in very, very dangerous positions, right? By the way, guys, smash the like button, guys. Free and easy way to support the channel, and I soon get to your comments as well. Give me a sec. Let me just go through this. I'm not ignoring your comments, right? So counter pressing, high pressing, problematic for El Salvador in this game. Set pieces was problematic as well, guys. It's not that El Salvador are, in my humble opinion, I don't think El Salvador is disorganized on set pieces, you know. I don't think that is the problem. I think they just don't have the size. I think that is the issue. They don't have the size to compete well on set pieces, right? So set pieces was problematic as well. And also the wingers, Canada kept on getting the ball out wide to the wingers when the counter pressed and won the ball, or when the front pressed and won the ball, got the ball to the wingers in the wide channel, right? The wingers were constantly getting into 1v1 scenarios with the fullbacks, and this proved to be problematic as well. Hoylett and especially Tajan Buchanan Bala caused problems for El Salvador's left fullback, right? 1v1, that is also another weakness of El Salvador. 1v1, especially for the fullbacks. I think the entire back line, 1v1, they're not the best, but especially the fullbacks. That is a bit of a problem for El Salvador, right? And, you know, that proved to be the case in the game against Canada, right? The main players for Canada in this game was Buchanan, right? Estacio, I think Estacio, you pronounce his name. He plays for Pacos de Ferreira in Portugal. Bala, right? He and Atiba Hutchinson ran the show in this particular game, right? Constantly interchanging the number 6 and the number 8 roles, right? So on certain plays, Estacio was joining the attack. On certain plays, he was sitting back. On certain plays, Atiba was joining the attack. On certain plays, Atiba was sitting back, depending on the side of the pitch that the attack was progressing. So that caused some problems for El Salvador as well. And, you know, we spoke about the wingers, Hoylett and Buchanan, right? Up next, El Salvador versus Panama, right? Good game. El Salvador, and this one took place in El Salvador as well, right? It was a home game for El Salvador. They won it 1-0. They counter-pressed. They caught Panama in transition. The goal scorer, a player by the name of Enrico Hernandez. He is one of their better players from what I have seen. He is a 20-year-old who plays for FC Eindhoven, that is in the Dutch second division, right? He actually plays for Vitesse in the Dutch Eredivisie, but he was on, well, currently he's on loan in the Dutch second division. Right? So, you know, he was the goal scorer on that particular play, right? They got the ball to him. If memory serves right, it was just in front of the pen. So what happened? They counter pressed, right? They won the ball, moved the ball quickly because they won the ball in a very dangerous position, right? It wasn't a big distance to cover between where they got the ball, where they won the ball, and where Enrico scored the goal, right? It wasn't a big distance to cover. So they won the ball, got it to Enrico just on the edge of the box, if memory serves right. He took a shot. He took a shot. If memory serves right, the keeper saved it. And then he got the rebound, put it into, if memory serves right, it was an open net or it was a big gap. Because if memory serves right, the keeper was on the ground. I'm going off memory here, guys. But yeah, basically that's what happened. They counter-pressed one possession of the ball. That's something to take note of as well, right? In their home games, El Salvador will counter-press and they will high-press. So that's something we need to be very mindful of. In El Salvador's home games, they will counter-press, they will high-press, right? That is something we need to be mindful of. Truth be told, if we can't evade the El Salvadorian counter press and front press, I don't know what press we can evade, because as I stated earlier, their players are not the quickest. So while they do try to close down players very quickly and not give you time and space to settle on the ball, they relatively speaking, compared to other teams, in my opinion, they don't close you down as quickly as other teams will close us down in this World Cup qualifying campaign. But it's still something to take note of, that they counter press and front press very frequently in their home games. And you see, the thing about them is, I don't know if it's because so many of their players play in El Salvador that they're able to work on the fitness of their players, even more so than other teams where their players play mostly abroad. In terms of when you watch the El Salvadorian team, guys, good God, the man them run. The man them hit. The man them fit now. Yo, the man them fit now box foot. The man them are run. So it when them say you have to pick your moments to engage in the front press and the counter press. Honestly, guys, smash the like button, by the way, guys. Free and easy way to support the channel. Honestly, I don't think El Salvador picked them moments, The man then just front press. From what I saw, the games that I saw and going off memory, the man them front press. Coming like the man them front press for almost every play. Coming like the man them counter press for almost every play. They do it very frequently. They do it with great regularity, right? I don't know if it's because a lot of their players are home based, so them can work on them fitness even more. But trust me, man, the man them run. That is a strong point of theirs as well. That is something you will always notice when you watch the El Salvadorian team play, right? So El Salvador won that game against Panama 1-0, right? The El Salvador game versus Costa Rica, it was an away game. So this was one of the 2 away games that El Salvador played, right? They lost the game 2-1. They opened the scoring, right, to a 20+ yard rocket, right, from a midfielder to take the lead in the 12th minute. However, Costa Rica upped the ante, right? Their first goal. So, Costa Rica, eventually got the equalizer, and it was a cross from the right-hand side of the penalty box for Brian Ruiz, who was making a run to the back post. And of course, he rose high and headed it to find that near post on that particular play, right? So again, guys, set pieces and crosses are not El Salvador's strengths, right? The second goal and the winner was a penalty. One of 2 penalties El Salvador has given up in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Their backline is not the quickest, so it's not very difficult to get in behind their backline, right, with using speed, especially given the fact that, this was an away game, but in home games, they do tend to play very high. But it's not very difficult to get in behind their backline using speed. And what happened? They got in behind the El Salvador backline. The keeper left his line, came out and took out the Costa Rican forward. So they conceded a penalty, right? And of course, the penalty was slotted home. El Salvador lost the game 2-1. The Mexico game, they also conceded a penalty as well. And again, it was the Mexicans getting in behind. The defender took out the forward. But before we get to that, by the way, the Mexico El Salvador game, people say El Salvador are a soft team, but El Salvador is at home against Mexico, guys. They held their own. They held their own, guys. Trust me. Even when they went a man down, they played a good amount of time with a man down with 10 men. Eventually, Mexico got themselves a red card as well, and it evened out where it was 10v10. But for a while, El Salvador was playing with a man down, and trust me, man, they still held their own. You would not have guessed that they had gone a man down. So they conceded the first goal. They lost the game 2-0 at home. They conceded the first goal to another set piece from a corner kick. Right, Mexican rose high in the box, flick on header, found the far post. The second goal they conceded, right, was a penalty. Raul Jimenez took on the defender 1v1. I think the centre back, the left back, if memory serves me right, was caught high up the pitch. The centre back had to come across to deal with Raul Jimenez, right? Raul Jimenez got the beating of the defender, got in behind, and they took him out, right? It was a clumsy challenge. Took him out, penalty conceded, right? They scored the penalty, and El Salvador lost the game 2-0. So, guys, I think it's very clear from the way all the goals were. There's no real trend and no real pattern to how El Salvador score, because they have only scored 2 goals in 6 games, a goal every 3 games, right? One was a 20-plus yard rocket. It was a piece of individual brilliance. And the other was from counter-pressing, which is something that we have to be mindful of as well. Right? So there's no real trends in how El Salvador score goals, but there are trends in how they concede goals. Trends and patterns in how they concede goals. Right? Set pieces is problematic for them. They have conceded some goals off set pieces. Corner kicks, free kicks, in terms of free kicks where balls were swung into the box, free kicks that were basically in wide areas and crosses into the box, right? They have conceded from crosses into the box from open play. So, based on the fact that they concede goals from corner kicks, free kicks in wide areas, which is basically crosses into the box, and also crosses from open play, it suggests that they do not do well with balls, aerial balls into their penalty box. They don't do very well with it at all. They don't cope with those very well at all, and they concede a number of goals where that is concerned, right? They have also conceded some goals being counter-pressed as well and being front-pressed, especially against Canada. Let me get to some of your comments now. I've been ignoring you guys in the comment section. I have some notes I want to run through quickly as well, in terms of some other trends and patterns that I've seen in the El Salvadorian games, like patterns of play, right, etc., certain tactics that they use. But before I get to that, let me read some of the comments. I've been ignoring you guys in the comment section. No, just I had to give you guys this bit of information. We need Antonio and Bailey to link up and hit ELS on the break, or El Salvador. Honestly, I would love to see both start. I don't know if both will start though. Hopefully, we will get a sufficient amount of time period. We will see a sufficient amount of time period where both will be on the park at the same time. As a matter of fact, we want Ravel, Leon, and Antonio to be on the park on the same time for an extended amount of time. And that is something we also want to touch on as well, because those three players are the big players for us, and we have never had all three of them on the pitch at the same time. We have never had that. So it would be very, very, very interesting to see how that dynamic looks. And most importantly, if Theodore Tapper Whitmore can make it work. Because, you know, we have to factor that into the equation as well. Karoom, you say we are one of the weakest teams too. I not agree with that. Karoom and Paper don't think we're one of the weakest teams in the group. You guys know why I think we have one of the main reasons why we have been struggling. Formula, did you see Simon Preston starting 11? It is rumored to be the official starting 11. I've seen a couple starting 11s that have been rumored to be the official starting 11. So, you know, I've seen a couple starting 11s that have been rumored to be the official starting 11. If memory serves me right, wasn't Haka in that starting 11 as well? Hit me in the comment section, guys. If memory serves me right, because I was watching the live briefly. I was watching Simon Preston's live briefly. I had some work to do, so I couldn't get to watch it as long as I wanted to. But if memory serves me right, wasn't Haka in that starting 11? Hit me in the comment section and let me know if Haka was in the starting 11. Pina Cranberry, why is Eddie Guna? What the match they won against Panama, the field. Yeah, yo, that's another thing. You know what I forgot to research as well, guys? I forgot to research if rain has been falling in El Salvador. I forgot to research that because, guys, the field against Panama was horrendous, man. In the Panama game, the El Salvador versus Panama game in El Salvador, the field waterlogged bad. The field waterlogged bad. And that's another thing too. If rain is falling in El Salvador and the field waterlogged, guys, can we play the counter-attacking game that we would ideally like to play? When a man push a ball in a man and the field and the waterlogged field hold the ball in and him can't get to move as quickly as he would want to move with it, That are going to cause the problems in transition and give the opposition more time to reorganize. So if rain fall, guys, I wonder if Tapper have a backup plan, Tapper need to have a plan B, because if rain fall, tomorrow night, man, the counter-attacking thing, them know it go work, Because to me see the field waterlog. The field against Panama did waterlog bad. He did waterlog bad. Craig Butler said roof just put off. Eddie, now listen to that. Now listen, me not agree with that. Come on, Eddie. We know say we not agree with that, Eddie. Come on, that was a clinical finish. Fleming's work we're going to be key tomorrow. You think soccer room, but Formula top teams across Europe, you think them jog around them run. Yes, that's true, but most teams in Europe, they don't normally front press and high press on every single play. They don't normally front press and counter press intensely on every play. Most teams don't do that. They pick their moments. Most teams. Notice I said most teams. Karoom, you running won't help us. We just have to take our chances when they come, because we could be running around without the ball. And I agree with that, Tennessee. From the perspective of taking our chances when we get them will be vital and key in this game. Taking our chances in this game, I think we will get a number of chances in this game. We have to take them. Guys, smash the like button, guys. Free and easy way to support the channel. Biggest problem with El Salvador, them not clinical. I hope them keep it away. Keep it that way. But Karoom, one, they are not clinical, and two, they don't create a lot of chances. They don't create a lot of chances either, to be fair. They get the ball to the final third, That they will do, They get the ball to the final third, but they run out of ideas. They lack the creativity, right? They lack, and sometimes it even looks as if they're struggling to even make the ball stick in the final third when they do get it in the final third. Formula, whoever going to start, just make sure we're going to run. Agreed. El Salvador has not scored many goals even at home. True, only 2 in 6 in these qualifiers. El Salvador greatest strength is on the left with Larin and left back. Yes, Karoom, that's a big point as well, Thanks for pointing that out as well too, Karoom. Their main point of attack is down the left, and I'm going to get to that as well in my notes. Big point, that Karoom. That's a big point. Their main point of attack is down the left. Big point, Karoom. As a matter of fact, they rarely attack down the right. Big switches out left as well. They get the ball out to the right and then they switch it over back to the left. Formula, if you say that you didn't watch the game, it should have been 4 or 5 easy in that Canada game. True, yes, true. No, I did watch the game. I agree. Yeah, to be fair, Melvin, Canada was the better team. By a good way, to be fair. Right? By a good way, to be fair. Canada was the better team. By a good way, to be fair. The man, them high press and front press the hell out of the man, them, man. I watched the game. I did watch the game. To be honest, though, I watched it a while back. I watched it immediately after it took place. I didn't watch it live, though. El Salvador home points 5. Haha. Karoom. But most of their games have been played at home. Out of the 6 games that them playing, 4 of them came in El Salvador. So, of course, they're going to have more points. Right? And to be honest with you, in 5 points in 4 games, Karoom, is that good? Think about it, Karoom. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, 5 points is a lot of points to get at home, so far in the World Cup qualifiers. But most of their games have been played at home. And they have not done, that's another thing too, El Salvador has done poorly away from home, guys. That's another thing. El Salvador has done poorly away from home. And most of their upcoming remaining fixtures will be away from home. So, can we eliminate else if we win this game tonight? Will we not have to worry about El Salvador going forward? We need to win this game. But that's the thing, Karoom. 5 points. Yes, they have gotten 5 points at home. Right? But it's in 4 games. That means that's what? That's 7 points dropped at home, That's not a good home record in a Karoom. That is not a good home record. 7 points dropped. That's not a good home record. 5 points in 4 home games is not a good home record at all. I think Honduras is a much better team than El Salvador. I agree, Tennessee. I agree 100%. Melvin, easily based on chances created. By the way, nobody no jump on the stream tonight. I just one person alone jump on. And as soon as him jump on, him jump off. Me tell him, if wait for a second, when me just read out some things that me didn't want to read out. And him jump off. Easily based on chances created in the game, Canada should have scored a lot more goals, although I didn't want them to. Yeah, man. To be fair, Melvin, to be fair, Canada was by far the better team. To be honest, especially in the first half, it was ruthless. To be fair, especially in that first half, it was ruthless. To be fair, Melvin, yeah, you're right. The man them annihilate the man them. Especially in the first half. Fidel, what are going, boss?
General is here again. Never fear. Go on.
But I'm there, man. We just do the preview to the El Salvador and hold on. Yeah, El Salvador and Jamaica. Hold on 1 second. We have this must be an El Salvadorian. Read this. Enrique, you just get black in a youth. You come over here, violate the thing, we side a big side, brother. Don't violate, you know, brother. I beat you get tomorrow, you know, boy. Him English good though.
The last 5 matches we play with them there. I look
The
to your
last,
stats, but I don't see them.
you mean on the screen?
Yeah.
The last 5 matches we play with them. See them here. We have won 2, drawn 2, lost 1.
A long time them man, then we beat you sad, man. Them beat we last time, 2019.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Our record against them is good, man. Our record against them is good.
I look for them get 1-4 tomorrow still. Now hold it. I look for 4-0.
No, Udeli, no, we not go down on Monday yard go beat them 4-0.
Well, when you see me have faith nice side, you must know me is a man when I really carry faith.
Yeah, yeah.
I like you look at positivity when we see them have on, you know? You look at they say them are going to get top of a chance because they can't get through that, so we'll just work with it.
Yeah. This is a very good comment though from Jermila. Jermila said they know Panama plays good position. Wait, hold on, Jermila. So wait, Jermila, where you tell me say, and a rain waterlog the field. The man them deliberately waterlog the field. Yo, Jermila.
That's a on Honduras?
Eh?
Honduras?
No man, that a El Salvador versus Panama. El Salvador win the game 1-0, you know. Seen? Down in El Salvador. But the thing about it is the pitch was waterlogged. Bad.
Oh.
So when I was of the opinion, you know, say a rainfall, you know. And that's why the pitch did water and the field couldn't have the capability for you know, hold up with that amount of rainfall. Right? I was assuming that. But from what Jermila imply, it looked like say the man them El Salvador and ramping up people. The man them here foolishness them go on with, you know.
Well, then can't study Jamaica, so it don't make no sense. Because Jamaica no come with nothing where you can't study.
Yeah, and to be fair, that won't affect us either, you know, because we don't really put the ball back. But it could affect us, you know, because here's why it could affect us. Tapa say a counter-attacking ball game I go down to go play, you know.
Tapa, you feel like Tapa go tell the enemy where I'm going to do? Tapa give media that, give them something to run with.
And that's why, Udell, that's why I was saying it surprised me, you know, Udell, because normally Tapa is a man who move in secrecy, you know.
Yeah.
Him not really, you know, divulge him game plan. But what me I say is that him seem for unpredictability seems to be a main thing for Tapa. Him seem to be big on unpredictability. Right? But what me I say is that what I was thinking is that probably he wants El Salvador to play on the front foot. So he might try to bait them to make them know, say, hey, we will be on the back foot. Probably that could have been, you know, one of the reasons as well.
Yeah, I tell you, just I give them something to run with. Those the Marino style and pull off, man. Pogba is injured. And then Manchester United in a Manchester derby, a Pogba that. A Marino style, man.
But when me I say, you know, Udell, one of the reasons why I think Tapa actually are going to go with that, you know, is because at that gateway we won victory against Honduras in a Central America as well.
No, we don't counter-attack in Honduras. We just got lucky.
No, man, Udell. We counter-attack in Honduras.
So, well, you say, Tapa at that indirectly tell them to do it on Honduras. Tapa don't know what going on Honduras all the way.
We don't know what are the instructions to the players, you know, Udell, but it was a pattern and trend that we saw in the game.
Well, it was a good game, 38%, how much? 36% possession against one team with a weird down. That is bad. Our 500 and much? No, 300 and pass complete. That was so much.
I don't remember the stats of the game, but
I look back on it.
But what Jermila imply here, though, you know, guys, if it's indeed a case that El Salvador waterlogged the pitch, you know, right, they could do that, you know, and waterlog the pitch again, you know, to stifle us on the counter in transition.
Well, I hope when Tapa go down there, and if you see pitch waterlog, and pick the player them to suit the game. You understand?
That's the thing. Does he have a plan B though, Udell?
Yes, he must have that. Shamar Nicholson have to play in that case. They have to pitch waterlog. Junior Flemings, them man they used to waterlog pitch them. You understand? You have to pick the player to suit the condition. You know? You can't go pick man like Mikel Antonio when never see them sitting in them life. And you understand? Rafael Morrison and them the
True.
man there. You
True.
have to pick the player where you know say suit the condition. Waterlog pitch you know say a hacker if you go there and make him and the next brother. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, man.
me not
Yeah,
support
man, they
them.
were rough, brother.
But if it is indeed a case where the man them deliberately waterlog the pitch, right? The El Salvador no ramping man. Them
FIFA
not
would have
play down here,
investigated
man.
already, man. That's just a thing. So FIFA would have to investigate it.
But would that breach FIFA rules?
Yeah, that's what I breach in rules. And
You
that's
think
what
so?
yeah, it's similar to cricket, you know. So if you set the pitch in a cricket, you have a fine. Same thing.
I would do research on that. Me not got.
The water like if it hold on, the rain no fall. Imagine the rain no fall like El Salvador 5 years, and when them go down there, the pitch full of water. Come
But
on.
Udell. To be fair, teams in even Europe always water them pitch heavily, but not to waterlog the field, but to get the ball moving.
Artificial pitch down El Salvador?
Me no know.
Okay. Artificial pitch, me know you normally. Water.
Yeah.
Right, so you see the artificial pitch? Without water upon me, I tell you, I plenty cherries. Can me get a lot.
Is an artificial pitch them have down there?
If I hit them up, them can me know say you have to have water right through. But if not, it's normal grass, little sprinkling and like that. Artificial pitch you wet I be better for you. Because when you drop, if it pitch dry and artificial pitch, when you drop, you tear. You don't get cut, you get tear. Yeah, man, believe me, man. But I want to see what them come with tomorrow. First 20 minutes, I go tell me if they win or they lose.
I think in the first 20 minutes we'll get a lot of chances. We just have to put them away.
I made us a pray see Kemaru for number 10 tomorrow. Please. Put him up. Yeah, no, man, Iman is not a number 10. Make Rafael Morrison play number 10. Be a change. Try something new. No? I could try something new tomorrow. But me don't feel like him going to do it still.
Yo, that waterlog of the pitch, man. If this is a case where it was deliberately done, it could have stifled in the transition, man, in the counter.
Yeah. That now it not gonna work out for it.
Yeah, because when the man them are try and move with the ball quickly up the pitch, to catch them on the counter, man. And the ball now move,
But we don't normally put the ball around Formula. We don't put ball around in the ball. Formula, ball go pan man. It come like up on the man. They want knock it on the head, go right down in the man them back. That's the man them play. And you know that we don't put ball around. We don't make 5 passes at no point in time. I must run our back. No, brother. We don't make 5 and 10 passes. Your mother. What up on the field? No, you know, they don't really end that way, man. We still have to go long. Praise the drop on a man foot. Only thing, when they drop and if you go to him now, we only have praise and stuck in our water. Just that. Not different. You don't really change that, man. Because we don't really play ball around.
Kimar, what you think, boss? You think we're going to win tomorrow? Me there, man. What you do it?
Boy, the side of where we look like a Manchester United side.
Let's say that. Because right now, Man U on the side and we not play good. So let's say about Man U. Say Man City, man.
No, winning. You know, you must say, listen up. Man U on my side. Me say, we look like a Manchester United, pay a big star and can't win.
That's a fact.
No, Kimar. Why you say we can't win, Kimar? I not agree with that one. We can't win, man.
No, we not say we can't win it, but me say we side look like a Man U side. Pay a big star. We're going to see what I go on tomorrow.
Oh, me see what you mean.
But Man U can't win a match. Because the same problem with Jamaica have Man U having.
No, that me I try to tell you.
They need a coach.
And guess I got them free for running the coach him.
The two of them I seen. I two. Come like a man over there. Fuck not that.
No, it's a valid point in make, man. It's a valid point in
Yeah,
make.
man, I fuck. Fuck, they come like a carbon copy man. Two side of them support them for running manager.
Honestly, I think we're gonna get a positive result.
Hey, what I give a better job? Mr. Tapman get 3 love. And by the next morning, the coach gone.
That's a fact.
Them people in a play, brother.
What me I say? Hold on, just cut off my man, you know, man. You want me ball like that, brother. I want ball, brother.
All right, boss.
We're not talking about Man U and Tottenham tonight, though, you know.
Yeah, brother. What me I say? Tapa, you see another case, you know, if Tapa not prove himself, no, you know. Me no know when he might go prove himself, you know. I best squad this in a whole of CONCACAF now, Tapa having.
You think so?
What you say? Who's that squad stronger for you?
Brother, the whole man them from farm.
Who I think you have the best squad in a CONCACAF right now.
USA?
Well, I haven't seen the
USA squad of the depth with Jamaica squad have?
I haven't seen the USA roster for this round.
But I tell you, USA man to man, 24-48. Not have it depth what Jamaica have. Jamaica can pick one next time. The amount of players that them have available right now.
I not agree with that. I not understand why so much people hate US.
Me agree that.
Hold on now. Remember, you know, USA B/C team win Gold Cup in a boss.
No, man. Remember, say them.
Beat Mexico A team in the final, you know. So I don't know if I 100% agree with that. Kiss me teeth, Tapa have a style of play, Tapa I get a beaten tomorrow. No, Nick. On forward over here with the negativity. We are trying to be positive ahead of a very good night that is coming up for us tomorrow night. We're going to win the game tomorrow, guys. Come on, we're going to win it, man. We are going to win it. As I said earlier, Tapa is using...
World Cup was said. World Cup where I go.
Honestly, I think we're gonna win the game. I think we're gonna win the game.
Leon Bailey tomorrow with him one of his first World Cup qualifier goal.
You think Bailey are gonna score tomorrow?
Yeah, Antonio come off a bench, come bust out the net. Run go take up in statue, can better carry it, you know. No, all goes well still. Easily still.
You think Theodore Tapa with more? I mean, look, we have Ravel, we have Bailey, we have Antonio, right? And hopefully we'll see them on the pitch for a good amount of time at the same time. You think Tapa are going to have the setup right to accommodate those 3 players?
That may have fun.
To do well?
That may have fun. Because if you me find out the play means that one I'm favorite, you know.
So Jermila do some research here. Jermila said it was actually heavy rain before the game. So what me I say now is that we need to check the weather, because if heavy rain, you know, has been falling in El Salvador.
Based on me seeing them one of them posts so far, you know, see rain.
Yeah, with the videos I'm seeing, I not seen a rain either. So hopefully it stays that way, because I tell them, I don't want to see the boys them play upon that pitch. I don't want to say, what do you got? I mean, especially if the game plan will be counter-attacking, I don't want to see. I don't want to see where I play upon a waterlogged pitch. I don't want to see where I play upon a waterlogged pitch. All right. Some of the things I just want to go through quickly. I want to go through these points quickly. Some jottings that I made that I promise you guys to tell you guys some jottings that I made right when I was watching the El Salvador team. So for starters, as Karoom Hugh alluded to earlier, El Salvador's main point of attack is down the left wing channel. That's their main point of attack. They're always trying to get either their left back or their left midfield player or left forward, whichever formation they're using. They always try to get those players with the ball running at the right back, isolating the right back, or even doubling up on the right back, right? But them always, what they do, they sometimes, as a matter of fact, they send it out wide right, and then they have a big switch, that big switch of play that they send it out to either the left back or the left midfielder or the left forward, either to try and get him in behind the opposition defense, or either to try and get it to him in between the lines on the left wing channel to be able to run at the opposition defense, right? So that is very important, that we have to look out for, that big switch of play, and also the mere fact that their main point of attack is down the left. As a matter of fact, they rarely attack down the right. Most of the attacks, even if they start the attack down the right, you always see that big switch, or they gradually progress the ball out to the left-hand wing channel. So that's the first thing. Second of all, one of the things that I realized with El Salvador is they might keep a lot of the possession, and they have no problems necessarily getting it up to the final third, right? But they do not create a lot of chances in the final third, right? They're not the most creative in the final third. They struggle to make the ball stick in the final third. They struggle to connect their passes in the final third. They don't have a lot of creativity in the final third. They don't create a lot of chances in the final third. Their final balls are poor, right? So whether it's a through pass, whether it's a cross, their crosses and their final balls are just usually, generally speaking, not good. So that's something, and they generally speaking tend to run out of ideas when they get into the final third, right? At home, they front press and counter press extensively. So when they're playing at home in El Salvador, they will create against us. You think so, Jer? Boy, Jer, me no know, me no agree with that one day, Jer. Hit me in the comment section and let me know why you think so. Or if you want to jump onto the stream and let me know why you think they will create against us. Because in the games that I have been watching, Jer, man, them not really create, and even the stats indicate that they don't create a lot of chances as well. Them not create a lot of chances as well, and them definitely not score a lot of goals. 2 goals in 6 games, a goal every 3 games, right? So hit me in the comment section and let me know why you think they will create against us, Jer, or even better, come on to the panel, right? So at home, they front press and counter press extensively and intensely, right? The man them full of running. The man them just run. Seeing the man them can't tire. So that's something we have to be mindful of. When we are trying to build out from the back, they will engage us in an intense front press, commit about 4 to 5 players on that front press, right? And when they lose the ball, when, in attacking transition, they will counter press intensity to try and win it back, right? Their players are not the quickest. They might have, like, for instance, speed of thought, so to speak, but in terms of actual raw speed, in terms of speed of, in terms of just mobility, in terms of the quickness in mobility, right? They are not the fastest. I wouldn't say they are slow, but they are not fast. Hold on, panelists. I'll soon bring you guys back into the convo. Just giving the viewers some of my notes on the games that I've watched with El Salvador. So their players are not the quickest. They don't have speed. That's why, Jerry. Yes, Jerry. Yes, Jerry. I see your point. Jerry, if we can manage the El Salvadorian front press and counter press in a Jerry, if we can't manage it, which other front press and counter press in CONCACAF we'll be able to manage? Because remember, Jerry, while the counter press and front press very intensely, their players are not the quickest. So they won't close us down. Yes, they try to get to they try to close down players as quickly as possible, but they're not the quickest, so they don't, in reality, in my humble opinion, from what I've seen, they don't close down players. You will, relatively speaking, compared to other teams that we will play in CONCACAF who will front press and counter press us, we, in my opinion, we will have a bit more time and space on the ball against El Salvador. That's in my humble opinion. El Salvador and Costa Rica, right? Because their players are not the quickest. Another thing that I've realized with El Salvador, right? Their fullbacks, their defense on a whole, but especially their fullbacks are susceptible to 1v1s. In terms of their fullbacks, do not defend well in 1v1 situations. By the way, Jer, I see your point though, Jer, and I agree with you. And it's, Jer, to be fair, when I think about it, especially given the fact that we not cope with front press and counter press very well, they might very well create chances against us for real, Jer. But as I was saying, back to the point about their fullbacks in 1v1 scenarios do not defend well, and if we can isolate those fullbacks, it can be problems for them in terms of we can get in behind, especially if we can catch them in transition. Also, again, it baffles me why Tapa never bring Jamal Low. That's another to exploit that fullback weakness, right? Their entire defense line as well, if we can isolate their defenders, I think we will be in business, because 1v1, their defenders don't defend well, especially their fullbacks. That's in my opinion from what I have seen, right? Especially in the Mexico game, I noticed that the out ball, remember me talk about patterns I played earlier in the show, their out ball to elude an intense front press, what I realized they do is they start the build up from the left hand side of the pitch. So the goalkeeper will play to the left center back or to the left back, right? And they start the build up from the left hand side of the pitch when they realize that the opposition is going to front press them. And what they normally do is bring the play or drag the play out to that side of the pitch, so to speak. And when the opposition team is engaging them in that front press, they quickly switch it out to either the right back or the right fullback, or the right midfielder rather, out on the right wing channel. So that is an out ball that I've seen them play on a number of occasions. It's when they are being front pressed, right? So we have to look out for that out ball as well. What they do, they push the right fullback, right? They push him not like way up, but like they advance the fullback to a certain extent to get him into that space in behind the front press of the opposition, right? So they have that switch where they get it out to the right back or the right midfielder, occupying that space on the other side of the pitch. That's a pattern of play that they use to evade opposition's front press, right? Another thing that I have noticed. So I indicated, I alluded to this earlier when I said they don't pose much of a threat in the final third. Soon get to the panelists, right? By the way, another thing that I have noticed, Jer, by the way, I'd love to hear your opinion on this too, Jer, because one of the things I've noticed, is that their front press, when they engage in an intense front press or even the counter press, right? I realized that their backline doesn't really push up. I don't know if it is because, and Jermila jump onto the stream. Welcome, Jermila. You hear this point when I make Jer?
No, I never hear it.
What I say is that one of the things I realize, is that when they front press or when they counter press, there's usually a big gap in the middle of the park. I don't know if you agree with that. There's usually a large space in front of their back line where, because they commit like 4 to 5 players to the front press and the back line does not push up.
Well, I don't know. I didn't look at so many clips, but what I can say is that you're right with the pressing and the counter pressing. And if you would have looked back on both goals that they score, both of them are from counter attacks.
True.
The goal against Costa Rica, counter attack, and the one against Panama. So and they do a lot of that. It's just that, as I said before, teams that they are playing against normally have numbers behind the ball, so they don't get really chances, or they don't get to create chances as much. So with our style of play of having less possession of the ball or allowing teams to possess and dominate games, for me, it's not a good tactic, and away from home, it may not be so good. But once we can get a good counter-attacking game going, then we should be able to get something from the game. Because they always give up chances, They give up a lot of chances.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Would you say their defensive transition is quick? Do they transition quickly into defense? That particular moment of the game?
I couldn't say, because as I said, I didn't look on so many aspects of the game. I just look on a few things. But yeah. We'll look at it and before the show ends, I tell you, man. I'm looking at a few stuff.
Yeah, man. Cool. And by the way, welcome again, Jer, because at the first time you ever fought on my show.
First time?
Yeah, man. At the first time, man. Yeah, man.
Alright, you're going to see me a lot, man.
I will link so much off the show, eh?
Don't it?
Yeah, man.
Alright, so me look on some stuff and then just give a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, man. Alright, Jer. Cool, my boss.
Cool.
Yeah, man. But guys, as I was saying, one of the things that I realized with them when watching them is that they commit about 4 to 5, usually 5 players on the front press, and their backline does not push up. I don't know if it's because opposition teams were, advancing their forward players to stretch them out when they are front pressing, but usually there's a big gap in the middle of the park, right? And if we can get players, if we can even knock a ball over their front press, right, and get players into those spaces, right, to collect the ball and run at the El Salvador defense, right, and commit numbers to to the transitional play, right? We can cause them some problems, especially given the fact that 1v1 their defenders are not good in terms of defending against 1v1 situations. So that space, when they are front pressing and counter pressing, that space in the middle of the park, I think is vital. I think it is space that we must seek to exploit, right? However, we get the ball to players in that occupying those spaces in front of their back line. However, we get it to them, we must get the ball to them, right? And we must run at their defense when we get the ball to our players in that space, right? So I've noticed, so even though the front press could be problematic, it can also be an asset for us to exploit as well, given the space that it creates in front of their backline, right? What else did I notice? Is a lot of notes here because I watch a couple games and jot down the the points as well, you know. One of the things I noticed as well, one, they try as best as possible to get close to you. What they do, it appears from what I see, sometimes it appears as if they try to man mark you and they try to get close to you to prevent opposition players from settling on the ball. They don't want you to settle on the ball, right? So they get close to you very quickly, and they also try to leave something on you as well. So people who say the man them not physical, I don't know about that, sir. Go ask the Mexicans, right? So that's another thing that I realized as well, that they try not to give opposition players time and space to settle on the ball, right? But one of the things, as I stated earlier, I'm looking at my notes, but one of the things I stated earlier, guys, if we can settle on the ball, right, and turn facing, right, their goal, right, and take on their players in 1v1 situations, we can cause them some problems, right? The number 20, his name is, let me get his name quick and fast. Their number 20, Enrico Hernandez, and also Roldan, the number 15 as well, are their most creative players. That is where the creativity is going to come from, right? That big switch of play that I spoke about earlier, what they normally do, even if they start the attacks on the right, they have that, they usually, like a lot of the times, you will see that big switch of play from the right-hand wing channel, go out to the left-hand wing channel, either to get players in behind on the left wing channel or to get the ball to their players just in front of the opposition defense, right? That space in between the midfield line and the defense line on the left wing channel. So that switch of play is a pattern of play that we must be mindful of, right? They tend to, they even occasionally when they do try to, they don't really, most of their attacks come down the left. It's their main point of attack. But even when they do the rare couple of times they attack down the right, they usually switch the ball out to the right as well. So we have to be mindful of the switches of play, right? And as I said, once we can bypass that initial line of pressure, there is a lot of space in behind that initial line of pressure that we can exploit, right? The switch of the play that I'm referring to usually comes from the right back or the right center back, right? And again, from a creative standpoint, I don't think they have the quality from a creative standpoint. When they're in possession of the football, they usually keep a high line, so that is something that we need to be mindful of. That is when they're playing at home. Reverse as well too. Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true to Jerry. Reverse as well. That is true. Right? So when they're playing at home, when they're in possession, they usually push up the back line, so to speak. Right? So that is something we have to be mindful of as well. That's basically my notes. Also, what I realized defensively as well, once they have transitioned into defense, here's the thing, right? You can catch them on the counter, right? And in my opinion, their defensive transition is not the quickest, so there is space to exploit. But once they have transitioned into defense successfully, they can, in my opinion, they are well organized. Right? Once they transition into defense, they organize themselves, right? And organize themselves well. So, and one last thing, the man them full of theatrics. Beer rolling on the ground, or roll from the half line go straight to the byline when them drop a ground scene. So that is something I have also noticed. Those are just the notes that I've taken, right, in watching the El Salvador team. And also they tend to be pragmatic with the formations that they use as well. they tend to be very pragmatic where that is concerned. Lon Ezra, just joined the stream a little while ago. I'm gonna give it to the panelists now to basically say what they want to say on the upcoming game. Lon Ezra, what's happening, boss? Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. Good night to the panelists. Good night, everyone. Yeah, man. But there, man, I just take it in still, so I don't really know. I guess you review the El Salvador team.
Yeah, man, just basically I get the strengths and weaknesses.
You really do a lot of research on them, but you're right in terms of the space behind. Because based on how I see them set out, them really have a lot of space behind in front of the defenders, which we can exploit. So Leon Bailey, which may expect him to start, and other player, can take advantage of that. So me feel say them are really, I just say me feel say them are as I said with the defending, me feel say them are really sit back a lot. Especially with Antonio, because them research I know Michael Antonio. So
you think El Salvador will sit back?
No, in terms of with the defending part, So look, that's how they see them set up, brother. It's like the midfield part kind of push up more, and it's like them left one holding one defensive midfield around there with the whole of the defender them. And they say the wing of them, them not press up, Yeah, so it seems like the midfield and the striker, because them play seem like with a lot of attackers.
Yeah, man, there's a big gap in the middle of the park when they front press and counter press.
Which we definitely can exploit, So I just if we really come with the game and try to push them. As I said before, we have the better ball of them, than them. The majority of them play them. I think I playing for them domestic league, and I think they play a game against Bolivia, and Bolivia if you beat them, so they could have even a practice match, because majority of them ball of them kind of their home, so them have the chemistry than what we have still.
Yeah, true.
Last time we see with the chemistry against Panama with this same set of team, it wasn't really good.
Yeah,
I think El Salvador beat, so
yeah.
we just have to come with our game, and as I said, so we probably the first 15 minutes we press them and see what they make of. And if we can get a goal, we can shut them up, So them have got even start press and then we can try to control the game after that.
You think the extra game for El Salvador will give them a serious advantage over us? How big of an advantage will it be?
I would say it's a big advantage, because at the end of the day, our ball of them play week in, week out, but it's just like the chemistry what we have, and it's not like say, well, I guess I don't know how much advantage would I give in terms of chemistry, but in terms of the quality, I don't think it gives them much advantage, because our ball of them play a much tougher opponent overseas, and them play in a much competitive league, so definitely our ball of them should be more fit, more ready. But in terms of chemistry-wise, if that was missing, and in terms of tactical-wise, they would have been stronger chemistry and tactic-wise. And these are two components of our game that is missing. In terms of how we can fix it, come out of the camp say it have fixed or it have work on. But the good thing about I think the guys are probably up feet, and it just had to me in a Panama game, I feel the man them never really played. Them never really try counter press the team. Them just sit back and it's like say they expect the Panama for just give weight. So now we're in a position where we know that we are the favorite, so we have to go down there and we have to go press them. And as I said before, chemistry and the tactical wise it will help them. But in terms of we have the better ball of them. And if every baller turn up on the day, we don't expect nothing less than 3 points.
Yeah, I agree. I tend to agree. I think this is a winnable game.
Yeah, man,
I really think this is a winnable game. Honestly, man.
I don't really watch me. They want to see the highlight with them on Bolivia still, because them that
the game they're on YouTube,
Yeah, that I never really watch it still, because since the day I think since them they actually play them and Bolivia beat them 1-0.
Yeah.
We expect for win still. We rank more than them in a conquer. We have better ball of them. So it's just that once we go there and we play our game still, we're supposed to get the result still.
Yeah. Lanesha, you know, before me bring T Cool in our conversation. T Cool, you're the boss there for a while.
Yeah, pretty man, man. Good evening to all of the fans them online, and big up to all of the panelists. So me the boat, but through sometimes I really can't deal with too much of the negative energy still, and I just kind of cool off I stream so a couple times, Yeah, man. So, one thing in mind before you draw me and pull me on a while ago, and I say, yo, how would it look if you say Tapper bring the team to World Cup in '98 as a player, and I know he's now going to be the first Jamaican coach, the potential to bring the team to the second World Cup. It will be a wonderful thing for him, and also for the country, and also history-wise for Jamaican football. And when I listened to his interview since night, and he's saying some pretty cool stuff about the tasks that he set for each side to achieve, and yeah, he's going to go back with those who he have tasks to deliberate on how much of the task that was put out there to achieve, how much of it did achieve and stuff like that. So based on and then they ask him about the players, and he may mention that it's not so much just the players on paper, but the execution on the day.
Yeah, he spoke about that.
Yeah, man. So those things are when we look forward to say, well, then they're gonna see a good display. I hope to see a good display. And honestly, I want to see Jamaica qualify, whether or not we have the best coach in the world or the least of coach in the world.
Yeah, man.
There's some more I figure right now. But I just want the players them to take it up and say, well, you know what? Because I hear, is it on a roof? No, man. It's not. It's Bobby. Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby the card over.
Yeah, man. Bobby was saying that he get to understand no conquer cup. So you have to press, you have to fight. You understand?
Yeah,
man. You have to fight in a match day, man. You have to fight to get the result where you want. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's a good look. It's a good look.
Do you think we can get a good result tomorrow night?
For sure. Because let me tell you something, man. The guys them know now, say they have to press, they have to push, they have to fight, they have to be too rough. Them know now. They understand that much right now. You understand? So with the hunger that we need to show out there on the pitch. You understand? I believe that come the 90 minutes, we will be on top. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just having a convo. Is a guest I wanted to bring onto the show. So, I just there exchange some messages with him. He's actually an El Salvadorian,
Oh.
He is a scout for the El Salvador national team.
But I love to hear from him still.
Yeah, man. You see, he what he does, he is responsible for some of the players that they have brought into their squad. He's like the Jamaican version of Cataract.
Okay.
Where research players and brought them into the El Salvador squad.
Yeah.
Initially he was initially he was not doing it in an official capacity. Initially, it wasn't in an official capacity, but from what I understand, he has been brought into the mix, so to speak. So, hopefully I can have him on the show. Not, hopefully, not promising anybody anything, but hopefully I could have him on tomorrow, because I'd love to hear his perspective on the El Salvador national team.
What time are you going live tomorrow?
Well, I didn't have a live schedule for tomorrow. So if he comes on, I would have to, it wouldn't be a schedule live.
Oh.
So I'd probably put out a notification to give you guys a heads up. But even the guy that scored the first goal for El Salvador in the World Cup qualifiers, when him again, him name 1 second, him name Enrico Hernandez, plays in the Netherlands. If I'm not mistaken, he was the one that brought him into the setup.
Okay.
So, hopefully I do get a chance to, speak to him about the El Salvador team. It would be really good to have a discussion with him based on that. So him just hit me up a while ago, responded to some of my messages. So
okay.
Yeah, man, but honestly, man, I am upbeat. About the upcoming game tomorrow, man. I think we can get a victory.
Yeah, man. Victory are nothing because honestly, I don't want a draw.
A draw wouldn't serve us any good.
I don't want a draw at all.
Yeah, man, that can't help you right now, man.
Yeah, man, draw can't
help. Right now, even Mexico won't beat when you come down here.
we need as many points as we can get, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and if we can pick back 3 from Mexico, well, so the end is more greater. I know them are a big fish. We have to catch 1 and 2 of them.
Well, as far as me, the whole of the home match, we try to win them. One job, I accept if we draw with Canada away and Panama away. Well, and based on how the table look at that time.
And right now, we do not want to play a game where we don't have a point coming out of it. That's just the truth. We do not want to have a game where we don't have at least 1 point.
We are chasing now, so
yeah.
Not like when we win, we have hopes the other team drop points.
Well, that will happen, because it's a very sticky. CONCACAF is a very sticky,
I know, me I look panic to formula, me I say, it's like everything that's working in our favor, because we look on the whole we have been playing and look at the result them what we get. And for no say we are leading with 2 teams in the final round. It's unbelievable in a way. That shows a lot of team at the draw them really when them they start out, when most of the team they start out draw when we are lose. It really, give us you see 1 winner we pass 2 teams.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah. So probably, probably if we win tomorrow, why we can say
one more team.
All right, Richard, jump on the panel. Richard, what's happening, man?
Good evening. Good evening, Formula Sports. Good evening, panel. Always a pleasure listening to you guys.
What do you think will happen tomorrow, Richard?
Well, I've been digesting and drinking in the coverage, and I'll be fair, I've been backing off. The last 12 or so hours, I've been backing off, listening to the various vloggers, and I am waiting for the delivery of a combative and confident Jamaican performance. Can you give me confirmation? Has the team been selected and identified and revealed?
There have been unofficial,
Murmurings?
unofficial starting 11s, but nothing official.
Okay. Can you take and make nonsense out of nonsense? What do you make of what is being speculated to be the starting 11? I've heard various interpretations of that particular 11 that you may have felt could be lined up. What do you make of it?
To be honest,
In terms of confidence of that job, that team getting the job done against El Salvador. Never mind our favorites and isms and schisms and preferences and favorites. What do you make of that team's ability to represent Jamaica, represent Tapa, represent themselves and the fans to get the job done, and we can kick back and say, yeah, they left it on the pitch?
well, if Tapa does select the right 11, then, I think we can, use that right 11 to get a good result.
Put a pin in it there, Formula, because you're stretching this thing out. I tried to direct you to answer.
No, I was heading to that.
All right, because we don't want to say what Tapa, if he said, this is the key thing, if he selects the right team. My contention, I'm putting it out there, my contention is, well, it's twofold. It was going to be no matter what selection Tapa puts out there, because they've had a solid training camp apparently, and they've had plenty of time to prepare, and I'm sure that they're ready and up for this game. That team, I agree with you, should be able to get the job done against, of all teams, El Salvador, who do not have the cutting edge, will run for a long time, but I think quality-wise, we have the distinct edge on them. I wonder if that midfield conundrum is where you think it could be a question mark as to if Tapa, quote unquote, has selected the right team. Go ahead and speak, sir.
I don't expect the Reggae Boyz to go out there and try to win that midfield battle, to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I don't expect that to take place. And Tapa himself even said it in the interview that they intend to counter. That's what Tapa said. So I don't think he will try to go toe-to-toe with this El Salvador team. Right? In terms of what I have been hearing about the starting lineups, I've heard different versions of it. I don't really like to, because, as I said, I've heard different people have different starting 11s. So I would just much prefer to wait and see what the official starting 11 is.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, one other thing what we must look at, what is it that give us results in the last two matches was the fact that we did not concede in the last two matches.
True.
And this is one of the things that Tapa Whitmore has said, that they have to find a way to clog that defensive hole that has always been leaking. So in the last two games, they have find that little formula, and then now he's going to build out from that. You understand? So when he speaks about counter attacking, whatsoever it is that they throw at the Jamaicans, then the Jamaicans will use their strong defense to absorb all of that, and then get them on the counter and to create whichever opportunity that present itself. So the key is for Jamaica is to defend well, so that they can able to gather an opportunity up front where someone might just end up at the right place at the right time to knock it in the back of the net.
No, big man. Thanks for that insight, sir. Good to have you on the panel, sir. In your opinion, we're talking opinions here, and Tapa's potential understanding of that particular approach, is he relying exclusively on Jamaica's defensive core, literally the defense, the back 4 or 5, to counter and deal with the El Salvador attack, as opposed to using the midfield to absorb the pressure and catch them on the counter? If he was relying on that defense, it could be a little risky, in that the El Salvadorians could somehow get that one goal and then make it a little tougher for ourselves. Have we got any insights in how he expects to absorb the El Salvador pressure?
Well, history has shown, when he carried the team to the final of the Gold Cup, defensively they were very strong. Understand? I believe the last World Cup that Italy won, they scored the least of goals, but defensively they were strong.
European
So
Championship,
because they don't have the what I call it now, the chemistry, the strong chemistry for the entire team. What works for them over a period of time is the fact that their defensive unit comes up and play a very important role in any victory, draw, or game that they play. So from that point on, then we can see our best. We can gather momentum going forward, because when your defensive is a rock, when your defense is a rock, you can always bounce back off that rock. So comes they attack us, they simple meet up into the rock, it bounce back up, midfielder take it up, transition, and bam, a goal score. We have very speedy, technical players in the middle of the park and also up top. So with that, we know that we is having a foundation of as a strong back line is something very good. And any team that have a strong back line can win any matches, because it's only take one goal.
Respect. I like the thank you for that feedback, brother. I like the comment that's on at the moment from Tevin Campbell. El Salvador team burns out after 45 minutes every match they play. Is that more or less true in your opinion, gentlemen? If it is, that could be good news, because I'm a glass half full than half empty supporter here, and I'm looking for Jamaica's substitutes to be ready, willing, and able to play an active part in this particular match. I think when we've got choices between Kemar Roof, Ravel Morrison, Speedy Williams in midfield, to name a few, I think we've got some real gems. And not everyone can start the game, but you know what? Everyone can play a part. What say you?
Sorry,
Yeah,
my mic was on mute. All right, go through.
Yeah, coming off the bench, two things I would look at. If we're leading the game, we'll taking players off the bench to come and to carry out the game, to see out the game. But if we are still locked equal, then players will be coming off the bench to put a more oomph in the step of those who are on it to see if we can win the game. So it depends on the condition of the first 50 to 60 minutes of the match. For me.
But my contention, I wonder if you agree, is that the attacking options that we have in Jamaica are enough to really whet the appetite. And I've mentioned the likes of Ravel starting or not starting, Speedy Williams starting or not starting, Kemar Roof, who is in terrific form and is a bundle of energy. We've not even got to the real cutting edge of Antonio and a Nicholson to put on the pitch to produce that goal threat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Because you have Lawrence, Bailey. I don't think Fisher is available.
I believe
Is he?
Fisher is available. As far as I understand,
Yeah, man,
unless
he's
there's a
available.
legal
He's
issue.
available.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, you have players who will start, and you have players who will come off the bench. We have very good attacking. That's the thing. We have attacks more than we have defense. You understand? So if we are
Well,
if we are go
yeah,
ahead.
man, what me just say in terms of the El Salvador team burnout over 45 minutes. Well, me don't know how true that is still, but if that is the
I
case,
disagree.
yeah, me not sure how true it is still, because me not really done much research, but if that would have been the case, Formula, but they are say probably better we start the better ball of them, and then the ball of them when we do the running, you put them off, you put them on, right? In the second half, right? But as a Formula say, disagree still, so and I don't know how true it is, but still a truth still. So
I respectfully disagree. I see when I see the El Salvador team play, them man they are run from the start of the game to the end of the game. That's what I see. So well, in the whole matches that I've seen, that is the case that I've seen. I've seen quite a number of their matches. So Tevin, me respectfully disagree there on the boss. Why you say that though, Tevin? The left side of their El Salvador team, yes, in terms of from a defensive standpoint, that is true. I agree with Tevin. That I agree with 100%, Tevin. That is an area that we can tap. Both fullbacks are weak, to be fair, defensively, but that is an area that we can target, right? Especially the left-hand side. No, the left and the right, though, Tevin. The left and the right is weak, though, Tevin. Both fullbacks, to be fair, are not good in 1v1 defensive duels, in my humble opinion.
And when you made that analysis formula, which I duly noted, that got me salivating even more, because I thought with the likes of a Leon Bailey or a Bobby Reed, dare I say a Junior Flemings or a Corey Burke, who could be chomping at the bit, I could well imagine some marauding, cutting, incisive runs and crosses, cutbacks being made into the El Salvador final third. I am extremely confident in this forthcoming match. It will be around the early hours, London, England time. But rest assured, as God gives me strength, I will be tuning in and listening attentively to whoever is doing a watch along, and I will be I'm highly expectant because 5 points on the board thus far. This should be a game that Jamaica are ready, willing, and able to grab with both hands against the El Salvadoran team who are keen to try and get some points on the board. I think we're ahead of them only on goal difference. Is that right?
Yeah, we're ahead of them only on goal defense. Guys, if you have background noise, mute.
For real.
Hold on. If you have background noise, just mute.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
Just my last word before me go, because me battery kind of
Flow Sports official bop. If you're in Jamaica, you can watch it on Flow Sport.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that I will wish team well, and I think I'll be home tomorrow night to watch it, as long as all things goes well, and I am expecting a win, nothing less than a win, and whichever team go out there in the first can get the job done from in the first half. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some great positive movement going forward. We have the guys to do it. We have the skill set. We have the speed. We have the technicalities to get it done. And I am hoping and I'm looking forward for great results come tomorrow. So, Pamela, thanks again for having me on your show, man. It's been a while, but
Yeah, man.
as I
It's
said,
been a while. I don't really do much lives these days, you know. Yeah, and there's a reason
well,
for
it's
it.
been
It's
a
not
while.
that I'm neglecting you guys, but you know, I it's a reason why I don't do many lives these days. But
Well, what we'd say is not
Well,
the quantity but the quality.
no, man. In terms of technical reasons.
Okay, okay.
The viewers know what I'm talking about. Most of them would probably be aware.
Okay. Well,
I,
thanks for coming on.
Come on, my boss.
Panelist.
Bless up.
Full
Bless up,
respect.
man. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.
I,
Bless up.
Full respect. You know, watching this campaign, and this forthcoming round, I thought I would take the opportunity to look at some of the other games in the region that are taking place. I think America are playing Mexico. Is that America playing a home game against Mexico?
Yes. CONCACAF Classico. Mexico versus America.
I said, go. All right. Well, that would be interesting in itself. But right about now, I must say my attention and thoughts have been firmly, for the most part, focused on this forthcoming fixture. Do you think that the Jamaican squad has the heart, hunger, and determination to get the job done and will not shirk the responsibilities that lay ahead? There won't be any excuses coming left, right, and center regarding who's starting, who for start, who for take a bench, and rare and rara. Is this a united effort that we can safely say will result in a top quality, solid performance leading into the game against America at the office?
Brian, welcome to the show. You want to answer that, boss? Or Lanesra?
Well,
Yeah,
in
man. Yeah,
terms of the
man. Go
mindset,
through. Go through.
yeah, man, in terms of the mindset of the player, them, you never probably are gonna know too true, you know, cause in this time and age where Jamaican football is, you know, you can't really say too much things, you know, as a player, you know, cause you can be left out, you know. We see where, you know, assistant coach has explained his view over years, and you see what happened to Jerome Waite. So
Mm-hmm.
the players probably will never express or if they had any difficulties. We are incident with Hector and in the camp, and if him never probably come out, if somebody never have links in terms of knowing other people in the camp, we wouldn't know that. So
Mm-hmm.
people are really a bit reserved in terms of what they want to say about what's going on in the camp. So we will never know, you know, what is going on in terms of the chemistry and all them something in the camp. In terms of the desire and the heart, I do think that what the players has it, but you know the issue, you know, is that if they will come and game day and show it, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a big thing. They didn't show it in Panama, but I don't think they don't have it. But is that if when the time come where we need it, will they be able
Mm-hmm.
to show it? So that's the next thing. So and it's not gonna be easy enough for a player to leave from them clubs overseas playing at such high level and then come to Jamaica, and as much as they're playing in this league, you know, but we'll be honest with them, you know, most of them, you know, if them had gotten the opportunity to play for England or play for the country of their birth, they would have done that. So I not think the desire is lacking still, because they still come and show show support, but
Mm-hmm.
therefore is on the day of the game you will really know that still. But I do
Yeah.
think that they have it, but they just have to come out and show it. And Whitmore, to me, it seemed like as if the ball of them were him, not necessarily a lot of the overseas, well, the English-based ballers. He has more confidence, it seemed, in more of the locally born players with having more desire. And he talk about it in the Panama game that the team lack desire, and we don't know how it changed yet, but we will see tomorrow still.
Yeah. One
Formula,
second, Richard. 1 second. Hold on to your question a second, Richard. By the way, Brian, Man of Steel, welcome to the live. My apologies. My apologies if I seem a little bit distracted. I was just confirming an interview that I have for tomorrow. So, guys, I'll be doing this interview at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, right? And it is an interview with a gentleman by the name of Hugo Alvarado, right? He is a scout for the El Salvadorian national team. So he's going to come onto the platform and we're going to have a discussion on his work unofficially and officially with the El Salvadorian national team, and also, have a discussion as well on the upcoming fixtures between our national teams. So you guys can look out for that at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Sorry about, I seemed a little bit distracted. I was just doing the confirmation because he just hit me back. So just fleshing out the details, etc., etc. So you guys can look out for that 1:30 tomorrow. Richard, go ahead with your question, boss.
thank you very much, Sports. Thank you, Formula. That sounds like a very interesting interview. I'll be looking forward to hearing how that one pans out. I was drawn to this particular point that was just raised by the last panelist regarding the desire and hunger aspect, especially the desire, and Tapper apparently having more confidence in the players that he usually selects, who have regularly played for Jamaica over the years. Do you think that is underestimated, in that there are some international players, Jamaican internationals, who have experience of CONCACAF campaigns and are real warriors and understands the rigors and the mentality involved, and with the UK-based Jamaicans, they may take more time to warm to the task, and this could be no better exemplified than with the Michael Antonio Shamar Nicholson situation. I know that some people have speculated that both will get a start, but in Shamar Boza starting, he is aware, finely tuned and ready for that kind of battle and what's required, whereas Antonio is still finding his feet in the national team and in playing CONCACAF football. Is that underplayed, or is there a lot of merit in Tapper's thinking in forming the Jamaican team?
I think that in an ideal world, he would have liked to have brought in these players much earlier to facilitate that adaptation period and that learning curve. I think it does factor into his decision making. I do. I mean, common sense tells us that. I don't know. Brian, what do you think about that question, boss?
Yo, bro, me I listen to the stream and thing, say, as it relates to they must say, yo, the money have no art and thing. It's very difficult for you can judge if a man have heart or desire, brother, because
True. Facts, I agree.
certain people, deportment and thing, we make a thing so them have the desire, them have the heart. So if you see a man smile enough people might say, yo, I'm not an art to come out there, give you a game and a laugh, but probably just a man who that to deal with film emotions in there. Probably just the way our man wear emotions in there. You get me? I say so.
Yeah.
When I really for it, because remember the same Jamaican born players I say have heart, and them stick up the federation for 7,000 US a match, brother. So you see me? So we I say the man who born have heart, but them stick with for money. But the man who don't born here, now stick with for money. So that's one thing. Next thing, I think we're supposed to be cautiously optimistic about our approach this game, because remember, And the same way everybody be upbeat about Panama game, brother. And when them star come in, and when the man go up on the field, them look like a shadow of themselves, brother.
Yeah.
I say, even though this time them probably have more preparation time, but in reality, when they get called up for international break, there is so much a number we can do. If no matter how much them probably 3 days them train for, them reach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, them train, and Thursday a light session. More like a Tuesday a recovery session. So probably only Wednesday alone them have to do an intense session. You get what I say? And things. So I think of the tempo of expectations. I hope so we beat this El Salvador team, but I'm not going to go to my limb and say, yo, we are going to beat them, we are going to give them 3, we are going to give them 4. Because, I mean, history not as far back for sure, say, even when we have the best players on paper, we not always put out the best performance. Now, probably the coach fault, probably the administration, I don't know. But I just say, we want to tempo expectations.
I agree.
As it relates to the team, and then again, the team selection is kind of tricky because look at it this way. Mariapa, no, Moore and Low, naturally you expect so once them 2 persons in the team, more likely them will start, unless probably Peanut in here. So Peanut not being there, both of them will start. But in the last couple of qualifiers, Mariapa has been our best defender, bro. So in order to start Mariapa now, Tapa go probably push Mariapa out of right back, and then that would have cost we in our way because we're best right back at Javier Brown. And because he want to play one of our best centre back, who is probably like a utility player, he might go down play our best right back to facilitate that. You know what I say? So I don't know. And then
could it be argued though, Brian? Could it be argued that, you know, Panama and Honduras didn't really pack a punch going forward, you know, so that could facilitate Mariapa shining. Well, to be fair, Damian Lowe never really hold up well under those circumstances, so, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know.
Formula.
So is it that
One second,
is it that we are going to have to defend because Mariapa is not going to offer us much going forward? So is it that we are going to defend or we are going to only attack down the left hand side with Taxi and probably Leon Bailey or whomever play over that side there?
It is rumored that Mariapa will start, you know. I don't know.
I rather start Mariapa or Powell still, you know, because as much as Powell is more attacking mind, you know, I've not really seen much from him attacking wise.
Yeah, but we
talk about brother, we talk about Powell. Javier Brown, we talk about brother.
Javier Brown, we talk about Uganda Powell.
And I sub them, we talk about brother. You talk Powell. Yo, brother.
But one more now, brother. So them have Javier Brown on the side?
Yeah, man. Them replaced the right back, replaced the centre back. Yeah, man. Andre Gray out.
Centre forward.
Oh, yeah.
The right back replaced the centre forward, man.
Or the striker, or whatever.
Yeah.
But brother, to tell you the truth, you know, even if Javier Brown will come in, you know, I'd rather start Mariapa over Damian Lowe, you know.
At centre back?
Oh, I mean, brother, Damian Lowe does to me, he make too much tackle when I see unnecessary at times.
Yo, I don't know about Mariapa have a play, brother. Man, our best defender.
That's not Mariapa, man. Mindset, brother. Mentally wise, brother. He look like him more read the game better than Damian Lowe.
I don't know.
To be fair, though, you know, guys, I wouldn't judge Damian Lowe based on the last window, you know, because I said it in a video that I released yesterday, you know, that Damian Lowe was not playing competitive football. Because I don't think a lot of people realize this, you know. During the qualifiers so far, you know, during the World Cup qualifiers for Jamaica so far, Damian Lowe has been in pre-season. If you notice, during that time, you see a lot of vacation pictures in Miami.
Yeah, but Formula, Maps not have no club, brother.
So
Mario, yeah, exactly.
You can't say
Mario,
not play professional
but
football at the cause because Maps not the club.
that's a fair point, But to be
But
fair,
then again, Maps has played over probably 500 professional games. So
at the highest level, one and two, you can't really like different players react differently to different scenarios. And then the next thing is that Mariappa would be still training. If you realize him posting training videos, right? He is trying to keep himself in a frame of mind that whenever a club comes calling, he is ready to sign. Whereas Damian Lowe is already signed to a club. So when him go up on pre-season, right, after the long season we're just ending a man, a kick back and relax thing him depend in a boss.
you see a club come calling, you think Maripa get the next deal before he retire?
Yeah, man. I think more than likely common sense tells me, and from if I'm not mistaken, from what I've heard, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that League One clubs are interested, but it look like the player probably not want go League One.
yeah, maybe that because Mario up and wow. 2 years ago, he playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so,
last season he was in the championship.
Yeah, last season he played for Bristol. And Bristol released him when the season finished. His contract never get renewed.
True.
Bristol is not the best defensive team going around either. So.
But me just look on farm wise still. Me just feel that he has gotten him play a couple matches. I see even at centre back and the man look more level headed better than Lowe right now.
No one's mentioned Fisher.
Travis Pessoa, which club him go? Tell me now.
Yeah, tell you which club. You can't just say I go to one club.
Yeah. Fisher. Well, the thing is, I think boy, I don't know. Fisher just one of them. I don't know, but for one, I'm glad the Fisher play ball. That's one thing because even though we pressure him and we deal with him and we beat him away, the man being chewed still in the brother. The man got almost 2 years not playing football. The man they have an injury, bro. I tell you, enough people recover from him injury, brother.
True.
The man they have a terrible injury, brother. So
yeah.
That's him play some ball still.
That's true.
I'm not thinking to do first choice right back, but given his performance in the last game, we can understand why I'm in the squad. Get me? I say, give him performance in the last game. Can't understand why I'm in the squad. I'm not thinking play much since I think he play much either. I think he's been in and around the which team be again? Los Angeles Galaxy? Yeah, Galaxy.
Yeah, man, Galaxy in there, man. Galaxy.
So we call up Dwayne Miller who it's like we rotate the non-playing goalkeeper them. We push out Dylan Barnes and bring in Dwayne Miller, who towards the end of his career now, and Miller has been a good servant for Jamaica still, bro. But I don't know if Miller is the answer to our backup keeping position. I mean, from day one, I wasn't so keen on Dylan Barnes. I think he deserve to be there. But if you're gonna be fair, he's been there and he hasn't played a lot. So I'm not gonna say
2 games in play.
I mean, I don't see the sense in a shifting out Dylan Barnes and bringing Dwayne Miller.
No, I think
Dylan Barnes are probably in a better shape because
Brian, I think Barnes have an injury issue, Barnes have an injury issue, man. So them never deliberately.
When injured or waking up? Injured waking up? Barnes not playing a ball, brother.
I think like training or something, man. I think remember saying right that them say training, man. I think I'm training them, sir, man. Go using a Brian.
Okay.
I think I'm training them, sir, man. Don't quote me on that though, but it's an injury issue from Matanas.
Brian?
Okay.
Brian, can you hear me?
Brian, you hearing me,
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Papa Brian, you look like a man who is not backward in coming forward. So I'm going to forward to the forward, the forward situation regarding Jamaica. I want to see if you can go out on a limb and give us your get me now, your insight and opinion on the whole Boza Antonio debate. Can, in your opinion, these guys terrorize teams together, or do they have to work either or, with one coming off the bench, if at all?
Brian, I hear your question that I'm boss.
All right, so my own, huh?
Tajan, soon read your comment. Soon read your comment, Tajan. Brian, your question.
Yeah, man. Whoa. All right. So the thing is, when you're going into a must-win game, I think you should start your best players, and Mikel Antonio is our best striker. Get me? However, we'll have a what do you call it now? At a crossroads now, because from the World Cup qualifier start, Bosa has been our leading scorer. He has scored 2 goals, and I think Roof scored 1. No,
Fisher.
yeah, Fisher. No, Tapa has quality central attacking midfielders in the team, and I think he's going to opt to put those on the bench and play Kema Roof in a central attacking midfield position, because he has scored in the last game, and he has scored goals in recent times for his club. So in essence, we would have more or less probably 3 strikers on the field. I don't know how that's going to work out, because naturally strikers have an instinct to shoot and just shoot. So we'll get caught in a position now where Mikel Antonio has a ball, and probably we have said, boy, I'm trying to roll it the Boza, but he's a striker. His instinct is always to shoot at goal. So in first instinct, I go click in whenever I'm come under pressure. So I don't know. I guess it all come down to how you view it. But I would have started Antonio because he is our best striker. You get me? I would have started Antonio. But the thing is now, if you start Antonio, you have to give him the best possible opportunity to score goals, which is you have to start a good central attacking midfielder, which is Ravel Morrison, which I don't think is going to start. Bowser, you're still not giving the best opportunity to score. But Bowser, I just want him striker the way. He always find himself in some goal scoring positions. Granted, he miss a lot, but he's always in the positions. And so you hope that on a day like tomorrow, him find the net more often than he miss it. So between the 3 of them, I don't see where the 3 of them can play between Nicholas, Roof, and Antonio. And if I had a pick, for one, I would go with Antonio. But at the same time, I can understand why Tapa is not going to want to bench Roof. But Roof can play as a left or right winger as well. I think he has played there before for Rangers. So, I don't know. Probably that's how he's going to do it. He have Bobby Reed, who can operate on either flanks as well. Poster boy, Leon Bailey. So,
Poster boy. That's a Bailey nickname in a poster boy.
It's a tricky one. But I mean, if you either want him go with Menago ball, because it's not like say they are far-fetched. So it's not like say if him start Bowser, you're going to say, yo, how him start Bowser when my Bowser scored 2 goals for we already? And if him start Antonio, he's our best striker. So I don't know. Any one of them, I guess we can live with. I don't know.
Kappa, you want that?
I would have thought Antonio.
Yeah, man. Wow,
Big
up the man, them. Big up the man.
Kappa, you want that question there, go?
Heal up everybody. You know, hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Heal
sir.
up everybody.
Yeah.
Not been able to watch the channel recently because of work and all of that, but
Yeah, man, no
you
problem.
know, as the time approaches, we have to tune in and hear what's going on. You don't know, Reggae Boy, we say all the way, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
As it relates to the game tomorrow now, I believe that El Salvador is more in a desperate position than Jamaica. And I also believe that should play right into our hands. I want to think like Coach Whitmore in the sense that for tomorrow's game, if it's not broken, why fix it? So I would go with Bowser as the informed striker. Of course, Antonio is going to get some game time at some point in time too. And I would also start with a back three because I don't want to concede any. I don't see Bobby Reed getting a start. I don't see Bobby Reed getting a start. Based on how I saw the El Salvador team playing the last time I watched them, I believe that Leon Bailey, especially if he is given the service, and if he starts, which I would start him, should be able to give us something. Because let's look at it. This El Salvador team, they have not been scoring goals either.
Yeah.
They have not been scoring goals. They're a good passing team. Half the ball movement is good. The other thing that might also, we hope it doesn't work against us, is the fans, going into Central America. And we know they have a tendency to play the drums outside the team until the night before the game. And we know they like to throw coins at the players and like to throw water, urine, and other stuff at the players. So I don't know if, Roof and the others who traveled to Honduras would have had that experience and know what to tell these new players that are going, what to look out for, because they're basically the same thing. Honduras and El Salvador, they act the same way in terms of the fans.
Yeah,
So
true.
that's how I would do it going into tomorrow's game, I wouldn't start Antonio. He'll get a chance at some point in time, but I wouldn't start it.
It's a good question. Oh, I think
no Tapa always pick him team now. I doubt him ever start him. Because as the previous person said, if you're going to start Antonio, you're going to need a very good central midfielder. Antonio is the type that relies on good service. So.
It's a good question though Richard posed, because it will be interesting to see what takes place. Initially, normally speaking, I would say start Antonio, because obviously Antonio is miles the better forward. But when I think about it, one, I think that relationship with, in terms of on the field of play, with that link up play with Nicholson and Roof was played a key role in us getting that victory. And also, yes, Mikel Antonio can do that for us as well. But I think it's best if we err on the side of caution and ease Mikel Antonio into CONCACAF. Some people might beat me in the comment section, and I fully well understand why. I would give Mikel Antonio a good half an hour. Or bring him in the second half. I wouldn't start.
The other thing to we have to take into account, you see the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, there's no VAR, And if you look at it, the players are tackling really hard,
True.
Yeah, man. Bruising, man.
Yeah. All right. My friends over at Sports DTM have started their live, and Thursday evening is their scheduled time. So I don't want to go too much into their time. Just final thoughts, from the rest of the panelists, as to, what we all think will take place tomorrow? I'm gonna start with Kappa.
Well, I believe that the El Salvador, they have no option but to come for the 3 points, and that will play right into our hands. What I don't want us to do is to concede an early goal. And if we're able to see out the first 15 minutes of the game and settle ourselves, I see us nipping this one. Trust me.
All right, cool. Richard, what do you think will take place tomorrow, boss?
I'm looking forward, Formula and fellow panelists, views and subscribers, to a strong, confident, mature, fully committed performance by Jamaica. I fully expect that this will be a well prepared team that will be fully conversant with the strengths and weaknesses of the El Salvadorian team and will be prepared to deal with them, to absorb the pressure that will come, but also they will be ready, as Tepper said, to counter with their strengths. And the strengths of Jamaica are sizable and formidable. I think this team will be chomping at the bit, and I'm looking and I'll be listening for one, maybe two or more goals. I'm looking for the 3 points, but more than ever, I'm looking for a performance that we can take pride in. And I am fully confident and excited. I'm genuinely excited at the forthcoming match because Jamaica have got some quality star talent, hard workers, a team full of expectant players who want to get on board a plane to Qatar. This is a game we do not and cannot afford to miss. So don't be square, be there, and big up Jamaica.
Yeah, man. All right, Lanezra, you have the
Yeah.
final words from the panel, my boss.
Well, expect the 3 points numbers next tomorrow, you know. But I really want Antonio to start because as much as the other panelists may say that, probably they would have rather Nicholson to start. But me say Antonio really get a fair chance to really prove himself. And it's a possibility if he was playing the amount of matches that Nicholson has played, it's a possibility that he could have been on more goals than Nicholson. And the reason
True.
why I'm going to start Antonio, because Antonio he has not proved himself in the Reggae Boyz team. But to me, as much as I watch Nicholson and what he has done to me, I've not seen anything really significant that can say that he should definitely start. As much as he got the goals, but maybe a next striker playing in his position would have gotten them as well. So I'm gonna start the better striker, which you all know is Antonio. And I'm gonna see why me we can't start, because I would have in terms of Bobby Reid, probably gonna play with Nicholson, which part Bobby Reid play now. People may disagree still, but I start probably Nicholson, which part Bobby Reid play, because I'm not really convinced with Bobby Reid yet. Right? So I'm gonna start.
Nicholson, which part Bobby Reid play?
So I
Lanezra, you don't have no other option, man. Nicholson.
but we feel much from Nicholson, but me not see worse. Me not see Bobby Reid really impressed it, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
much as-
many people have said that post-COVID Bobby has not been the best.
Yeah, man, him no, me not see much from him. So definitely Antonio not getting a chance to prove himself yet. So we can't say, we can't even judge the two of them. We'd have to judge them on a fair pattern, say each of them play the same amount of minutes. So me feel once him get the chance and we see it when him play against the best of the best in the Premier League, he will put away a chance. So we can't use 60 minutes and judge him.
True, I agree.
Right? So definitely I am gonna start still. If we have to start anyone out of the two of them still. If him can't play, probably replay, as I say. But we're looking for 3 points tomorrow, nothing less than that. And just want to continue the road to Qatar and then come back to Jamaica and get the job done against USA team,
Yeah,
right?
man.
So we
Yeah.
just need to go there with. I think, as I said before, El Salvador, as I think Richard they say, is that they are more under pressure, to win this game, because we're above them and them are play them yard, so they're more under pressure. So if we
Yeah.
can keep them, the more we can keep them out of the game, and if we score upon them, I think it's like them with us playing our one, because them are fling everything at us,
Yeah.
right? So it's best for us to just go into the game, but as I said before, me feel formula once we go into the game and we play to our strength and we play our ball game, the El Salvador side can't beat we. And as much as me now want be too confident, but we are the better ball of them, and we technically better than them by far. By far. Right?
Yeah.
But I just man them have to go there and just know say the game no play upon paper, it have a play upon the field.
Real
We
thing.
want to go there and get the job, and we do our job. Everybody put in 100%.
Right.
3 points is our one, without no
Right.
question marks.
Yeah, man. Man for man, we are the better team.
I think the record is something like what? Jamaica win 10, draw 6, and only lost 5.
Yeah, our record against them is good.
And as we speak, this squad we have in comparison to the El Salvador team is superior. What we want is to see that produced on the pitch, and I'm fully hopeful that we will see that. Sports, I know that you need to make a move, so I'm not going to keep you long. There is a little quick conundrum that you don't have to tackle it right now, but something about Antonio tells me, and you may have looked at it, and we may look at it going forward. The whole issue of, can we form a team around one player? Mikel Antonio is in sublime form and marauding form for West Ham. Because they know his game, and there are other players that work around him. But for him, as I think Howard said in the comments, he's not just a striker who's a poacher. He does so many things. He's got so many strings to the bow. And as arguably Jamaica's best player all-round wise, how can we and should we form a Jamaica national team around someone of his particular skills? That's the real conundrum. As we said, he needs service and works off service. So a Ravel would be very useful. But at the same time, there's so many pieces and things to consider in the whole national team. Formula.
I mean, to be honest with you, I am never in favor of forming a team around one particular player, unless it's a generational talent, like a Messi or Ronaldo, or a player that is, so vastly superior to all players around him, right? Because, I mean, that we could have that same conundrum with a Leon Bailey as well, in terms of he's of the quality that if we could get him performing for the national team, we could, set up a team around him to get the best out of him. But I am about setting up the team in a manner that is best suited for all the players that are available to the national team. Not just one player in particular. That's just my philosophical way of thinking. That's just how I see it. Chemo,
that's true to formula, because in them time we can't really set up team again over with one baller when we don't know when they're going to be available. If a baller injured, and we just have to play. Every baller does have to play for them strength and play and set up the team based on the tactic of what we want to achieve.
Yeah. Jeremy, I'm going to soon respond to this comment, but Chemo, you jump up on the stream when we are close out now, boss.
Sorry about that.
Move out, man. But may I go give you a chance to just say a piece quickly on the game tomorrow.
Yeah, Chemo.
Yeah, man. Good night, everybody. Again, sorry I'm late.
Yeah, man.
Was a busy day. My thing go. Just want to jump on. So what was the question?
No, just in terms of you just have anything to say about the game tomorrow.
Well, for the game, to be honest, I've been watching the keeping up with the players' status and thing. See that there's a little vibe in the camp,
True.
Team is trying to get sync, But like what I see so far, to be honest, I'm concerned about if Tapa will put the right players out there, that can create that balance that we can get the result. Well, my concern, there are some players that I'm really looking forward to see. I'm looking forward to see a Roof out there with his confidence from the last window. Um, even if I'm not going to see a Bailey out there, I don't have a problem. But the two person that I'm looking forward to see mainly is a Grant and a Roof. We wouldn't want to his work rate is because of Roof work rate in the last round. I'm expecting a lot from him this time around, knowing that he's now getting used to the players, and with a goal in the last round, his confidence will be up. And I see that Mikel Antonio is sharing a lot of knowledge with also Shamar.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of good things to come. I just hope the right 11 is out there for tomorrow, and I'm expecting a win.
Kima, you're not easy. Is there such a thing as a right 11? Surely with the vibes, the building of vibes in the camp, whoever goes out and starts and whoever's on the bench and whoever's not selected, this game is the proverbial must win and the team are ready, willing and able to deliver.
Okay, so whatever team goes out there and take the field, understand the assignment, understand the task, know what is expected of them. Yeah, but regardless of the 11 put out, everyone have their own opinion and their own players that they want to see out there. But once we get the result, I'm happy. Whether it's a 1-0 result tomorrow, even though I would love for them to come up with a clean sheet and score at least 3 or more goals. But you never know. As long as we're going into that USA game in our backyard with a lot of confidence, that's all I want. I'm good.
All right.
Full respect.
All right. Yeah, and just to close out, I agree with Kima. It is gonna be very interesting to see, how Theodore Whitmore sets up the team tomorrow. He says that he's going to be counter-attacking. That's his intention. Interesting to see who starts. They are the little duel, so to speak, for a spot in the starting lineup. Like, will he go for a Ravel or a Speedy? Which one will he go for? I mean, Grant, I think everybody thinks that Grant will play. Boza or Antonio. Will Leon start? Will Antonio start? Will Ravel start? And be on the pitch at the same time. Let us see. Let us see. But honestly, I think that tomorrow we can get a big 3 points. I honestly believe that tomorrow night we will be celebrating a Reggae Boyz victory. That game tomorrow is not a game that we should be drawing. Even though it's an away game, it is a winnable game, and games like that we have to win. Hopefully Theodore Tapa with more selection does not drive us crazy, and he selects the best possible 11 to get a victory in that particular game, right? So, thanks to all the panelists that jumped on. We have been here 3.5 hours now, and thanks to the panelists, thanks to all the viewers for staying this time with us. Thanks to all those in the comment section. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated and provide a spice and a flavor to the show. So guys, that's our 2 cents. Victory for the Reggae Boyz tomorrow. That's what we are predicting. Stay safe, take care, and until tomorrow, guys. And by the way, guys, look out for that interview at 1:30 as well, guys. Take care.
All right. Peace.